I do get firearms, I send them across the border, make money for myself from that, other people make money from it. Today I'm going to discuss how guns are brought from the United States into Mexico.
Would you say you have a dangerous job?
Yeah, probably the most dangerous you can have. It's literally just storing it away and sending it about its way. So my mom was in jail, I need to put food on the plate. I ended up sending it to somebody who ended up taking it to California and making money off of it, so everybody ate at the end of the day.
2009-10 was like our wild, wild west days out here where we were in chases every day.
And what are the odds someone has eyes on us right now?
Oh, pretty good, dude, because these are all scout hills.
At what age would you say you officially joined an organization?
So I was about 10, 11 years old.
We spoke with a cartel member last night that alleged that one of the ways it gets through is paying off Border Patrol, paying off police.
Yeah, I would not disagree with that.
What is the cost to buy a Border Patrol agent?
$9,700.
In a good month, how many guns can you get across the border?
I want to say close to that. Yes, it fair.
The power Mexican cartels have accumulated is hard to fathom. With Jalisco New Generation Cartel and the Sinaloa Cartel leading the charge, these paramilitary crime syndicates have global reach. They are heavily armed, deeply connected, and absolutely ruthless. Specializing in drug trafficking, human smuggling, extortion, and more, these organizations pull in billions of dollars every year. And the United States plays a part in this because the ugly truth behind some of their power is American guns. Now, as Americans, we get mad about the fentanyl flooding across our border. But what about our guns that are flooding into Mexico? In this episode, we expose the pipeline. From cartel operators to US gun smugglers running thousands of firearms across the border to the law enforcement agents fighting to stem the flow. These folks are the players in this deadly supply chain of power and violence. And would you believe that some of our own three-letter agencies might be involved? This is the story of how American guns end up in the hands of Mexican cartels. Good to meet you. Is it true that different people in the game are on the run right now?
Oh yeah, most of the people I know just either their people either got hit by, one of the three people that were going out there raiding people, or just had some shit happen, or some people didn't know how to do it. And they gotta go on the run. So Mexico is just the go-to right now. States are too hot. State troopers, Border Patrol up in Phoenix.
So do you have a fear that if you did a bad business transaction that someone would come looking for you?
I don't fear for my life at all in this situation, just because throughout this whole business, I've been clean business. I see myself as a way of just normal, civilian that's out here just trying to make money. So you're gonna have the gun itself, where the gun is, who's the one that's either gonna get it or who has it. I go buy that off that person at a price where I can make a profit for myself. I send someone into a store to go get something from me, and I have my people that I sell it to at a pretty good markup. They send it to one of their kind of workers, drivers, and just gets taken down to Mexico in like units.
So you don't physically drive across the border?
No.
Would you say you have a dangerous job?
Yeah, probably the most dangerous you can have. Because you're not just dealing with, legal issues, you're also dealing with territorial issues.
For those not familiar, the Sinaloa cartel is one of Mexico's most feared and notorious drug cartels. It was led for years by El Chapo Guzman, a ruthless kingpin famous for running a global crime empire and escaping a Mexican prison in 2015 through a mile-long tunnel. He was recaptured in 2016 and extradited to the United States, where he's now being held in ADX Florence, America's most secure prison. He's locked up alongside people like infamous gang leader Larry Hoover and the Boston Marathon bomber. And with El Chapo behind bars, Sinaloa's future has never looked more uncertain. But make no mistake that from Chicago to California, Omaha to Phoenix, the Sinaloa reach is still quite powerful. All right, folks, we have a sheriff pulling up from Pinal County. He's had a lot of experience in the field. We're going to be interviewing him as well. You have the wildest collection of patches that I think I've ever seen. If we interviewed a cartel member last night, what are the odds that he would be Sinaloa given the control they have in the area?
If he's not Sinaloa, then he's risking his life.
What's your process to do it?
It's literally just storing it away and sending it about its way.
And are you physically driving it in a car, or do you have other people do that?
No, there's a chain of command and there's people that do that. You can go into a gun store right now and buy, your typical mini-me, something like that for $9 grand. But if it falls out the back of the truck, I can get it for $5.
Do you work for one primary cartel, or do you freelance amongst many?
Just one.
Is there any difference in how difficult it is to do business from the Biden administration to the Trump administration?
There might be a couple hiccups, but it's all business, it's all the same. Honestly, it's crazy. I can't imagine the border right now. People are scared to go across more than ever before. The risk and the paranoia of it, because some of this shit is they'll load your car up with 20 blocks. And imagine trying to drive across the border, thinking that, and then if the X-ray's gonna pick you up, shit like that. I guess nerve-wracking, Once the border got tighter, things are hard to do. Get into America, you know what I mean?
Was it actually that easy with Biden as president?
I felt like there was a lot more things coming in.
Is it noticeably more difficult now that Trump is in office?
Yeah.
Under the Biden administration, it was a free flow of everything. The people have stopped coming across so much. We're way down. I think we were at about 7,000 to 12,000 a week, and we're at 300 to 700 a week now. At
what age would you say you officially joined an organization?
So I was about 10, 11 years old. You guys are paranoid.
There was a study done by the U.S. government from the Government Accountability Office that found that 70% of firearms found in Mexico traced their roots to America. Does that surprise you?
That's probably lowballing it.
Yeah, it might even be closer to 80, 90.
No, if anything, I feel like it would be a larger number.
Closer to 80, 90% maybe?
Yeah, probably closer to 90.
How much power do the cartels have in places like this, in Arizona?
On the American side, they are very smart businessmen, right? They don't, they're getting a little more overt about their stuff, but you just don't have a lot of in your face like you do in Mexico, right? We don't have rolling gun battles here. Sinaloa holds pretty good control of our state. They have not given it up, and they've been here a lot of years.
Are there people in America that are officially part of a cartel, or is that only if you live in Mexico?
It's going to stretch all over the world. We'll just put it that way.
Now, according to Arizona law, these gun smugglers could face up to 10 years in prison if caught for the crime. But what's interesting to me is the same U.S. government that will hammer these guys for selling guns also like to sell a lot of guns overseas themselves. This has happened a lot of times in recent history, but let's just highlight a couple of recent examples. Take the Soviet-Afghani conflict in the 1980s. The CIA funneled tens of thousands of guns to the Afghan fighters, the Mujahideen, to win the battle against the dreaded Soviets, our enemy at the time. Fast forward a few years later, the same Mujahideen fighters that we armed with the guns that we gave him, some of these guys later turned into the Taliban, which was really good for the military-industrial complex because this fueled another 20 years of war and profit. And most recently, for the United States politicians and arms manufacturers, we have sent billions to Ukraine and Israel, which some could say the US taxpayer is indirectly responsible for the deaths of tens of thousands of people, including women and children. So while a low-level smuggler might spend a decade behind bars for moving a few rifles across the border, the corporations and politicians who benefit from this arms dealing will walk free. Because when the violence is industrialized, it's no longer a crime, it's just good business. Is there any misrepresentation of the American media about the cartels? Basically that they're horrifying terrorist organizations?
It's not how they picture it though. It's so media is so brainwashed, and they say, oh, the cartel, it so runs this whole area, and if you go there, they're gonna kill you, or this and that. Yeah, the cartel might run a specific area, but as long as you get there and you're not causing no trouble, or you're not there to steal from nobody, or just sell anything, you know what I mean? If you're just there on good terms and checking in, everything be good.
Do you think that's a fair picture American media makes of them?
No, that's easy to label something that you can tax. We gotta take care of our own people, The government ain't helping. We see cartels sending side bombers or people in the United States go do mass shootings and get their agenda across or anything. Most of the things that cartels do, unless it's someone in America that was working with them and fucking over somehow, that's when they'll go after you as a person in America.
What do you think about Trump potentially labeling cartels as terrorist organizations?
That he should start here with the people on this side.
What do you think would happen if Trump tried invading Mexico or drone striking cartel operations?
It's not gonna be good.
It's very, very, very much like the Italian mafia. They are very family oriented. I can tell you from the Mexican side of my family. We have family gatherings all the time. We have carne asadas. We get together and play loteria, all this kind of stuff. The difference being when they go to work, it could be to go skin somebody alive that's their enemy, This road in particular is a major smuggling route, and I've had a lot of chases on this route.
And what road are we on right now?
We're on Stanfield Road. These mountaintops will have scouts on them. So all of these valleys out here can have routes where they are pushing people and product up, and they use those routes. The scouts guide the loads. When they get up here to kind of the civilization, that's when they'll hit these regular routes, blacktop routes, get on the freeway, shoot up into Phoenix, because Phoenix becomes the hub.
And what are the odds someone has eyes on us right now?
Oh, pretty good, dude, because these are all scout hills.
Why is torture used so often amongst the cartels?
Pain is the best teacher.
So you're a runner, go to a gun store, get it, let's say it's me. If I get flagged, okay, that's a mission that went astray. If not, how often would you send a guy like me to get it again and again and again?
I've had people that, you wouldn't believe the number of stuff they cut out under the name. It's really kind of strategic in a way, because the way the background checks work is they will show up as, either a pistol or a rifle. It doesn't go into the system as that specific firearm unless the ATF is flagged and involved. You could have someone go store to store, get 5 guns in their name, just one day, clean record, all that stuff.
But you have someone in your family that has died from gun violence in Mexico.
Yeah.
Do you blame the guys in America selling the guns?
I don't. I just blame the shooter, really.
How do you feel about being involved in a business that arms the cartel?
It sounds worse than it is in a way. You think about it is, what I'm doing is basically doing what larger corporate companies have done with other third world countries. Taliban has all guns made in the USA. What I do is I still make those people money. The big corporate, big gun industry still gets money from me, but I also make some money myself in a way by just doing what they're already doing, but on a smaller scale. Even if I stopped what I was doing, someone would just come and fill in for me. Might as well try to make my money that way, and it's something that's happening in a whole different country.
So gun smugglers will risk prison time for a few $1,000s of profit a month. But what about the big players in what some would call the military-industrial complex? Let's just look at the Russia-Ukraine war, for example. Lockheed Martin's stock hit an all-time high. Raytheon's production lines are going off the charts. Billions of dollars in weapons have flowed across the Ukraine border and across the European nations that are gearing up, looking to refill their arsenal in what has proven to be one of the biggest spending sprees in defense since the Cold War. Now this is where the gray area comes in. Is this right? Is this wrong? Because whether you look at Ukraine, Israel, Afghanistan, one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist. I don't know the answer to all this, but what I do know as a tax-paying citizen is what I've gotten out of the deal are dead soldiers, civilians, destruction, a bad reputation globally, while these companies in the military-industrial complex have reaped the profits in the billions.
Well, I don't think the gun manufacturers make the guns to give to bad guys to rape, pillage, and carnage their own countries. So I don't think that's a good way of looking at it.
What made you choose this job over anything else you could have done?
Honestly, the thrill of it in a way, and just a large interest in guns on my part. The money's there. I got lucky with, finding some people. Honestly, I think this is a lot morally acceptable than drugs, safer than drugs, less corrupt, less dangerous, So my mom was in jail, I need to put food on the plate. And then once people started offering me guns for product, and tremendously, no product would damn near getting a gun for free. That's really what changed my eyes, because of some kid who went and robbed a car and found this in a gun in the car, and he was scared to have it at home. So he came to me and he said he didn't want that. He'd rather have a little bit of weed.
How much weed do you think you gave him?
Probably like 7 grams. And like that same night, I ended up selling it to somebody who ended up taking it to California and making money off of it. So everybody ate at the end of the day.
2009-10 was like our wild, wild west days out here, where we were in chases every day, load vehicles, stolen vehicles going south. So they would go to Phoenix. They could have a stolen vehicle out of West Phoenix down here within about 40 minutes. And so they would run stolen south. They would cross them over because there's parts of the border just south of us that are just barbed wire fence like this. So they would cut that shit, drive across, and drive the stolen into Mexico, load it up with dope, and then drive it back northbound under the dark of night. And so we would be out here in night chases with them, going after blacked out vehicles, chasing them through the desert, trying to get them before they got to I-8. The scouts would all coordinate their movement. So we would have counter scout operations where us and Border Patrol would work together to try and take the scouts off the hills when we knew loads were coming, so that they were flying blind essentially. And then under the last presidential administration, it was so wide open that they didn't need any of that stuff. Nobody was stopping them. So, and there were so many of them that there was just a flood of people coming through, a flood of dope coming through. Border Patrol was tasked out in all these other areas. It was like Thermopylae for us, man. I mean, we were up against, tens of thousands of people, and it's really not even our job, right? The immigration piece is not the sheriff's job, but we were stuck with a lot of this stuff. Our military was essentially teaching other countries how to defend their country, right? And
guys, we got to cover some more cartel history, because American guns are not the only thing that the United States has contributed towards the rise and dominance of Mexican cartels. Let's take you back to the mid-90s to Fort Benning, Georgia at the School of Americas, where for decades and still today, this was a place where Latin American military forces were brought to practice skills in things like urban warfare, interrogation tactics, and psychological warfare. The School of Americas has since been renamed due to many former students committing various coups and human rights violations across Central and South America. Classes here are taught in Spanish and oftentimes led by U.S. Green Berets. One of the groups that was trained here was GAFE, one of Mexico's elite special forces groups whose job it was to raid high-value targets and combat narcotics operations. In the 90s, about 30 of the GAFE guys eventually defected from the Mexican military to work for the Gulf Cartel, which they later left to create their own and one of the most feared cartels of all time, Los Zetas. Now, the majority of scholars agree that this was not some CIA psyop on purpose, but rather an unintended consequence on the part of the United States. However, there are known cases of former special forces guys being put on cartel payroll to teach their soldiers and sicarios advanced tactics. Just food for thought as we look at the history of how some of these cartels came to be. What's been your biggest month in revenue so far?
I think the best run I had is I made 70K in 4 months.
How did that feel?
Amazing. I never felt that level of accomplishment before in my life.
Have you ever been visited by a 3-letter agency?
Allegedly.
How was that?
Pressuring in a way. One of the things you want to do with that is you want to have them talk to you. Doing that, I was able to find out in a way what they knew about me. Where also I reflected where I went wrong, other factors, and how much they knew.
So you kind of stayed silent and let them talk?
Yeah.
this is the Obama solution here.
So someone could be camping out here and someone's hustling a load.
Yeah, and we've had that happen where there's been people out here either hunting or just camping for a weekend, and they'll have a stolen vehicle in the middle of a chase, run right through their campsite and blasting up here to the interstate to get away from the cops. And so this whole area is kind of, again, just like the other area, all the high points, you're gonna have scouts. There's usually scouts on this hill, and there's scouts a little bit deeper in, and so they're watching over the valleys.
The cartel member we spoke with last night said that if drone strikes were taken against the cartel, we really escalated against them, there would be a ripple effect where they're gonna escalate the violence here and try and, do you see that as a potential chess move that really results badly for the American citizens?
No. If they just look historically at the U.S., they would understand that that's a really stupid statement to make. I think it was Japan that woke up the dragon, right? I don't think they understand what they're saying. That's fine to say, and there's a lot of machismo in that. Like, hey, if you mess with me, you come after my family, I'll come after your family. That's all fun and good, but when you go to war on the U.S., that's a whole different level of fucking with us that we're not gonna put up with. And I don't think they understand what the hate that would come their way if something like that were to happen.
Do you ever have sympathy for some of these guys that like, hey, while I don't agree with what you're doing, I get why you're in your own situation?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, again, having a wife that's Mexican, there's some of her family that are involved in some of this stuff. I don't hate them. You know, it's family, and they're doing what they think they need to do to get by. And again, it's all circumstantial, man. What you're facing in your life and how you're dealing with it, I definitely have sympathy for that. I don't think it's right for them to do what they're doing to get their money or to get ahead or whatever, but I can't fault them for trying to get ahead and do well for their family.
People, I think, in American media, like, it's almost like these guys are monsters. Like, are these guys just normal people in a way?
Yeah, they're normal guys and gals in the sense that, you know, just like us standing here, we can sit and have a conversation. Now, in the right circumstances, would one of them kill me if they could? Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't get real personal. They're just trying to do their thing, and so it is what it is, man.
So you would have survived on your own from an early age?
Yeah, well, I have my sisters, really. It was really my sisters helping to hold it down. Once I seen like the pressure put on them, it takes a toll on you and me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the youngest of 9. When my mom was locked up and my father passed away, you know what I'm saying? It was really just me and my siblings. And I have my older brothers don't have papers, they're in Mexico, you get me? And one of them already died. So it's just me and my sisters, and then I have a brother who really be on his own world. So I really had to like either step in or step out. Once you get into this, like the money is here, this is really what makes you, you know, a little bit as that extra, especially now in this society where the bills take up everything, all the money you make, every job you have, every dollar you make is gonna go to a bill. You get me? At least now right here, I'm able to feed my family, pay my bills, and still, you know, go have some fun.
Are a lot of these guys balling off of this?
If we were to catch a group right now, they look like hammered dog shit, man. They just beat up because they've been hiking for 4 or 5 days through the mountains. A lot of times they're drinking a concoction of like meth and fentanyl and cocaine, and so they're all wired up, not feeling shit. Rattlers and stray bullets will get you every time. So you can see there's kind of a depression here and kind of bushes and stuff like that. And you can see how the grass is kind of beat down, which means there's been people in here. And then you'll start seeing the black bottles that's traditionally smuggler trash. They carry the black bottles with water all the way up from Mexico. There's parts in Mexico where they're buying all this stuff. They're buying the camouflage, they're buying the black bottles.
And what goes in the black bottles?
Water. They black them out so that they're not shiny, visible. And so you'll see them kind of scattered throughout here. You should start seeing some of the clothing and stuff. So they've, like, by the time they get to this point, they've already been backpacking for 4 or 5 days up from Mexico. Then they get here, and this is kind of their final staging point where they will kind of hang out and wait for a ride to come get them. And so typically speaking, this is where they kind of discard their clothing, discard any trash that they have, and jump in their ride and go. So they'll get in this little cut here, and you can kind of see from the grass pressed down, they'll just get in here, rest, and wait for their ride to come get them. And I mean, we're 10 yards off of Interstate 8, and so car will pull up, give a signal, they'll jump out of this spot, go load into the car real quick, and then they're off and running. One thing they did start doing too is when they know that we are onto them because of the stuff they're leaving behind, they would start collecting it all into a trash bag or whatever, and then they would have one person take it off 100 couple yards away so that it didn't give away their position as much.
Do you have any opinion of the new Mexican president, Sheinbaum? Like, has she changed things at all with how you guys do business?
Money talks.
So it's business as usual. Mexico officials are being paid off, police forces are getting paid off, and business keeps going?
Yeah.
How hard is it to bribe a police officer?
Here?
Well, yeah, I guess compare America and Mexico.
That's the same.
You can bribe people here?
Oh, yeah.
What percent of cops in border towns in Arizona would you say are in some ways paid off?
At least 3/4.
At least 3/4?
Oh, yeah.
And how much does it cost to buy a cop?
It just depends. If it's a one-time thing, you know, you throw them a couple grand. And if it's an ongoing thing, you put them on the salary, you give them, you know, 3 to 4 grand a month.
There's really that many American cops on payroll like that? We spoke with a cartel member last night that alleged that one of the ways it gets through is paying off Border Patrol, paying off police.
Yeah, I would not disagree with that. I know from the years that I've worked that we've had compromised Border Patrol agents, we've had compromised officers. So same thing, they, you know, they make a lucrative offer to somebody who is not making very much money, and people compromise their integrity for that. And
have you ever had to fire somebody because you caught them doing that?
Yep, we worked a case when I was working undercover. We had one of our guys that was involved, and we had to work a case on him and ultimately arrested him with the help of the FBI.
Now, I'm gonna throw out the number he said, which I think is kind of crazy, but I want your take on it.
All right.
He said, about 60-70% of the Border Patrol and cops.
He's full of shit. Not on the US side. The Mexico cops are more easily compromised, and on that side, it is the threat of violence, because way back when we talked to a compromised Mexico police officer, and he told us it was as simple as this. I was trying to be a good local cop. I was just watching traffic and I was stopping speeders, and I got blocked in by 2 vehicles, and a guy gets in the passenger side and he said, "Hey, you know who I am?" And he said, I knew who he was. He was a local cartel boss. And he said, "Hey, we want you to work for us. All you have to do is not be on this road from these times to these times," right? And the guy said, "No, I'm not. I'm an upstanding citizen. I'm not part of your crew, none of that crap." They said, "Okay, here's a picture of your wife and family, and we have eyes on them right now. And you basically have 60 seconds to make your choice, whether you're with us or against us. And if you're against us, then your family's gonna pay the price, right?" And so all I had to do was not watch this road and keep my family alive. And so it wasn't much money at all, dude. You're talking a couple grand, and for that particular time, right? We think that he had done it more than that, but you're talking a couple grand is what he had compromised himself for.
I couldn't believe and didn't quite buy the numbers that many US Border Patrol agents or US cops were bought and paid for by the Mexican cartels. So I called another Sinaloa contact of mine to see if he could add some insight on those numbers. Here's what he said. Would you agree with the stat, 60 to 70% of them?
I would say like 80%. That they either want drugs or money. Some of them don't even have a choice. If you say no to the amount of money, you know, like food, you don't have a choice. You feel me? We control you. I have a couple of them that go pick up my people and pass them over. You feel me? All you have to do is follow instructions.
What is the cost to buy a Border Patrol agent?
A week, $9,500. But remember, some of them would get a kilo. You know, some of them want some kilos, some of them want some yellow. You feel me? So some of them want money, so some of them drugs.
Even after talking to this guy, I still doubt those numbers. I feel like these guys only come in contact with Border Patrol agents that are corrupted, so in their view, all of them are. But I just can't believe that the majority of Border Patrol agents are bought. I just don't think it's true. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
What you make in a day here is what you make in a month over there. My brothers live off $150 a month, USD. Let that sink in. I could make that and like eat in one cell. You gun transaction, you get me? I could make way more than that in one gun transaction and send that over right there.
In a good month, how many guns can you get across the border?
I want to say close to 1,000.
1,000 guns?
Close to 1,000.
The cartel guy we spoke to last night claimed that in a typical month, he might be able to get 1,000 guns across the border. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's credible?
Yeah, that's absolutely credible.
Is it even possible that he's downplaying it?
Probably, yeah, because he's not wanting to get his bosses in trouble.
So you have a few runners daily going?
Yeah.
Is it with Border Patrol too? You can buy off Border Patrol?
Oh, definitely.
So like, do you have to, because obviously you don't just stroll up there and ask, like, do you have to meet him at a bar? Do you have to, like, how do you initiate this?
They're sent to train.
What does that mean?
They're sent to the academy.
Tell me about the clashes going on right now. Are things fairly stable, or is there a lot of battles happening?
No, right. I mean, there's always going to be, you know, a tug of war between powers. It goes through its dormant times. Right now it's active.
The danger he's speaking of refers to the war currently happening within the Sinaloa cartel. Since El Chapo's imprisonment in 2017, the group has splintered, with two main factions now holding power. One is led by El Mayo, a co-founder of Sinaloa and some say El Chapo's equal. The other is Los Chapitos, led by El Chapo's sons, known for being younger, flashier, and more aggressive. Their turf war has triggered waves of violence, including this recent story detailing the deaths of dozens of teens in Mexico. And from what I've heard from sources close to the action, this fighting is not expected to end anytime soon. What attracted you to this lifestyle?
Honestly, the adrenaline.
Is it terrifying working for a cartel?
Stressful, not terrified.
So as long as you follow the rules and kind of do honest business, you're kind of in good standing, there's nothing to worry about?
Yeah, you do business as a man.
The one thing I wanted to fact check on to see if you had a perspective on is Trump's claim that the majority of people coming over are murderers and rapists. In my boots on the ground journalism, I found out most of the people are just looking for a factory job, fast food job. Right. They're not a murderer. Do you feel like that rhetoric was accurate or a little overblown?
I would say that depends on the area, dude. Because like this area right now, we see military-aged males all camoed out, moving up, and those males are all at that ripe gangster age. And a lot of them, when we jump the groups, they are gang members. So if you're talking this area, absolutely, he's absolutely right. This is Thugville out here, man. It's all gangsters, cartel members, guys that are trying to fly under the radar. You'll have a few good people mixed in with that are really just looking for a better life. The other problem that we saw here in Arizona was a lot of these military-age males, when they got to the border and got across into the US, they immediately discarded their passports, any IDs, anything like that. They got rid of them, burned them, whatever they could do with them. Why the hell are you going to get rid of your ID if you're not up to something nefarious?
So it did seem sinister.
Yes, absolutely.
Once you're in this, is it possible to leave, or are you pretty much in it for, for life?
You can step away. Easiest way to put it, you're a reservist at that point. As long as all your corners are covered, you turn into a reservist. So if you're needed and you're called up, you better show up.
How dangerous is it for you to even do this interview?
I'm risking a lot doing this. I'll put it that way, I'm risking my life. Let's just say that.
And folks, for all the readers out there, get this book. I got the link in the description. If you want to learn more about real boots on the ground law enforcement experience, I recommend you get it. Links in the description. Power and legends of the Mexican cartels have long fascinated me, and it's my goal to cover the story in Mexico one day if I can find the right contacts to do the same. Have you noticed that immigration in the last 2 or 3 years has picked up dramatically?
I can't talk to that. He made us a lot of money. I was getting cheated like 2 different shows. I got away from them, so I just dumped them. I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tommy G, and today we're taking a deep dive into the world of coyotes, immigrants, and human smuggling.
This country's coming down, and I'm pretty sure you're aware of that.
How long do you see yourself doing this?
All my life.
So it looks like people just got caught crossing the border. ¿De dónde eres? In today's story, we have 3 main characters: illegal immigrants, human smugglers, and U.S. government. Immigrants are sacrificing everything to come to this country to escape oppression and dire economic circumstances back home.
The authorities are now bracing for up to 10,000 migrants a day.
More than 26,000 migrants in just 72 hours.
Crisis is being used a lot when describing what is happening on the border now. The human smugglers see an opportunity to make thousands and thousands of dollars while evading law enforcement in America.
Let's say you move like 5 to San Antonio from here. Let's say a couple of 25, 30,000.
And the U.S. government is pulling out all the stops to keep these illegal immigrants out of this country, including buoys filled with saws, a militarized border, and heavy punishments for people involved in the smuggling. We get to talk to each of these characters involved in this story, boots on the ground, on the Texas and Mexico border. Let's begin.
diving into one of the most important topics we've covered yet on the channel. The story of human smuggling, illegal immigration, and the human desire for a better life. We're gonna cover both sides of the issue, the damage and impact illegal immigration has on communities and countries, but also the human side of the desire just to improve your outcome in life. We're gonna be talking to human smugglers, coyotes, and immigrants that are making the death-defying journey to America. We'll see you on the border. So what is it like seeing these walls be constructed in your town?
Surprising, bro. Like, you live here your whole life without this fence being here, and then like shit's getting a little more serious around here.
This looks like a holding station for when they're getting crossovers. There's probably 15, 20, maybe even 30 law enforcement vehicles here.
We're in Texas, and they brought a whole lot of Florida state troopers out here.
They're calling backup.
Yeah, the whole city's like, Florida, what the hell are they doing here? But it's just that bad, bro.
You guys can only film in that area. It's very safe.
Were there any signs? I didn't see.
I'm telling you.
We're here on the border. There's just another round of people being, it looks like, actively deported. There's buses right here. We don't know how close to this situation we can get. Some of these people made it from Honduras, Colombia, Venezuela, and now they're getting sent home. These guys got caught on the border and they're getting sent back.
They crossed on the backside, yeah.
You make it all the way to the edge of America and this is what you encounter. Look, someone's jacket is stuck from trying to, someone's sweater is stuck from trying to get through this.
Crazy.
Imagine your mom wearing that and getting stuck in barbed wire. Did you see Governor Abbott? He just put saw blades in the buoys.
Yeah, that shit already killed 2 people, bro. That's f***ed up, bro.
What is it like for people living in these type of towns?
It get a little scary for people, bro. Like, you really will see like crowds of them walking through neighborhoods here. And your grandma could be walking outside and like, oh shit, like be in fear. Like, these people could just rush in my house, like, cause they're thirsty, hungry, want money, want to steal my car, want to do.
Does that ever happen?
Out in ranches, bro, they be stealing trucks, bro. Like, keys are on there, they'll steal that shit, cause like they got no option. You feel me?
This man right here has been with us for some of the sketchiest shit we've done on the channel. We got raided by Mexican police last time I met you. You're right.
Holy
Are we rolling?
bro, we might end up in the fucking ditch just so they could just like have no paperwork, no problems, no holy.
So we're gonna go talk to some smugglers. Are you nervous at all?
I'm straight, bro. We'll be good.
I'm gonna put a shirt on and we're gonna go. You put heads here. It's like 110 degrees outside.
That's why we got the ACs. So if not, they will not survive. They'll die. I'll give them water and the shower and shit.
Where are a lot of these people coming from? Like, is there a specific country? Honduras?
Deep down Mexico, like from everywhere, all kinds of people.
Everyone that goes over the border, does the cartel kind of have their hands in it in some way?
Yeah, kind of. They got the money, right?
Doing business with the cartel?
Yeah, I mean, they'll kill your ass if you f*** around, you know.
The cartel is like the last group on earth I think I'd want to be stuck in a room with if they don't like me, you know? People make it all the way from Honduras and then they're here. What's the next step of the journey?
Passing the checkpoint and that's it. They're good over there.
How do you make it past a checkpoint?
Sometimes they'll try to teach them how to say, like, oh, you're a citizen or this career. Like, they'll catch you real quick. Like, yeah, it's easier when it rains, like, you know? When it's like pouring, well, it can't be outside, right? Like, when it rains is the best time.
So what is that like? You're sitting at the checkpoint, waiting for someone to look at your car. What is going through your head?
You pass, like, by yourself. You know, so they're gonna go shopping or something. So once you cross, they're like, farther than the checkpoint.
They take like a path in the nature trail or something, and you go through the checkpoint alone?
Yeah.
How many people at a time is safe to do?
You can cross as many as you want. 15. Once we see it's getting hot, we get rid of them.
I smell some human shit.
They take shifts, like, open window shit.
How long does the journey usually take for people?
Go from here to again with the families is like 2 to 3 days.
What are the risks involved with doing this? I heard a story of a guy who was driving a 18-wheeler with like 100 people in it and didn't get paid. So he just pieced out, left the people in the van. Like, tell me a crazy story that has happened while doing this, or like a risky situation you've gotten into while doing this.
One time I was in my car, I was getting chased by 2 border patrols. I got away from them, so I just bumped them.
Coyotes, human smugglers have a bad reputation. What do you think about that?
don't care what they say. They thought it, they're getting a better life, which they know that.
How much does it cost someone to make the journey over?
That's all they need to go.
How lucrative is a profession for people in your shoes, for the coyotes?
Let's say you move like 5 to San Antonio from here. That's like a couple of 25, 30,000. In a night, like just one day.
How old were you guys when you started off this?
I was like 16, 17.
I think you started on one of these, but the craziest thing that's gone down while you've been doing this.
I got snitched on. They're telling me that we got like 30 minutes to go on. And then I was gone. I mean, we don't have nothing to do. If they're telling me I'm taking a wallet, and then I got back, I come back, and the police is all in the house.
Your spidey sense told
And so, yeah, you got a job. That's how real life.
How long do you see yourself doing this?
All my life, once you start getting to the top, it's easier. I have to do something. You know, I have to get your hands dirty.
How do you tell your parents what you do for money? Like, what do they know about this?
They know. It's kind of hard to hide it.
What does your mom say about it?
Be careful, you know, like, careful who you hang out with and shit. Trying not to get killed, trying to get in jail.
The governor recently started making these buoys that have saw blades in them, so people that are crossing the river can get cut up, they can die. What do you guys think about that?
These people don't know they're just cops, straight up.
Like, you have to basically rub shoulders with the cartel to do this job.
Let's say we have a group here, and we bring somebody to send them. Instead of sending them where they're supposed to, they take them somewhere else and they sell them for more money. That's when the cartel gets involved, because, you know, you're f***ing up there. Like, let's say I send you driving a car with 6 to Houston, and you don't make it, you get caught. The cartel's gonna get mad, and they're gonna go after you.
Will they get you in America?
It doesn't matter. They're everywhere.
Do you think immigration should be illegal?
No.
Do you think we should just have open borders where anyone can come in?
No.
Have you noticed that immigration in the last 2 or 3 years has picked up dramatically?
Every 12 years, that shit's skyrocketed.
Really?
He made us a lot of money. We can't act like this country is all that perfect. This country's coming down, and I'm pretty sure you're aware of that.
What do we do to make America a better place?
We organize the government.
If some of these guys are trying to get all the way to Chicago, how many trips or how many different people do they have to link up with to get there?
As soon as they get to San Antonio, we try to have the family come down. And, you know,
Any final thoughts before we head out?
y'all be safe, don't do some dumb shit. God bless America. Yeah.
As we stopped to get gas, we noticed Border Patrol also getting gas too. We decided to try and talk to them. This is what happened. In the last 2-3 years, the border has been in crisis. Is that accurate to say?
It has.
Where do you notice most of the people coming from? Is it a particular country or region, or is it all over the place?
It's all over the place. You know, I've seen Cuban, Venezuelans, more Mexican nationals, Russians. That was the first time I came to stop one. The other 2 days, they were like, "Oh, I'm Russian, bro." No.
A lot of times these people, their families are working hard to give them money to come over here, and they view this as the land of opportunity. Do you think their mind changes once they get here, or do they believe, or once they cross the border, it's like this is the American dream?
I truly believe that they think that once they cross here, they're free. And they are, because they do get to stay here. But ever since Title 42 came in, it's like some get sent back. And
what's Title 42?
Title 42 just means the Mexican nationals, Hondurans, and if I'm not mistaken, Venezuelans getting sent back, deported. Before that Title 42 came into effect, they were all to stay here. You will get a piece of paper once the immigrant will get processed and said, here's a paper, you got to go to court, you're free to stay.
You guys seen a lot of action right now.
Oh yeah, we just had a pursuit the other day of stolen vehicle for smuggling. I don't know if you guys heard about the Kia Boys.
I did the documentary on the Kia Boys.
Did you? Well, Kia
Yes.
Boys are essentially stealing Kias, bringing them down here, load up, take off.
I don't know anything about the Kia Boys you were talking about.
Tommy, appreciate it,
Hey,
man.
have a good night.
Absolutely,
okay?
man.
Stay
Y'all be safe.
So far on this channel, we've done a great job of getting the outlaw side of the story. But I think it is important to include the law enforcement side, because there's a yin yang to every single story. I think we have to give some understanding to what they see and go through every single day. You think that's Border Patrol?
Yeah, that's what they are. See, these are all troopers, bro.
Look, there's some buoys over there. These are the legendary buoys that are talked about. Do we see any saws?
Yeah, right. Dude, that's what they are right here, bro. This is the saw, bro. Dude, that shit is hella sharp too.
So you are literally traveling hundreds of miles to get here, the American dream, and this is what you encounter. A gift from the state of Texas. We're gonna do our research on the saws. Here's a voiceover on why they're here.
What we stumbled upon were the controversial Rio Grande buoys that Texas Governor Greg Abbott put into the river. These buoys have saw blades that can cut and maim the immigrants as they cross the Rio Grande River. Many call this practice cruel and inhumane.
To me, it seems inhumane.
But you were not supposed to go past that trooper that's there.
I didn't see any signs and I didn't know.
Where's your car? Get in and please leave.
I was told that this area is open to the public now. The orders may have changed.
For sure.
So he's gonna get the clarification from the higher ups. If it is open, you guys are welcome to film. Good? Okay.
Are people right there?
I think so.
Oh my gosh, people just got caught. So it looks like people just got caught crossing the border. ¿De dónde eres? Venezuela. Venezuela?
I'm from Colombia.
Okay. ¿Por qué sales tu país a venir aquí?
Venimos pidiendo ayuda.
¿Qué tipo de problemas tenían allá?
En mi caso, la guerrilla, los paracos,
¿Mucho narcotráfico allá?
Sí.
¿Los costó dinero?
No, nada, venimos con lo poco que tenemos.
¿Cuántas semanas o meses tardaron para llegar?
Un mes, por ahí más o menos.
¿Qué ocurrido con él? Él no puede ver.
Sí, él sí ve, pero tiene problemas. Me quitaron el reloj, me quitaron lo poquito de dinero que traía.
¿Quién robarte?
México nos quitó.
Over and over again from the immigrants, we heard that the hardest part of their journey was dealing with the Mexican police who were beating them and robbing them at every turn. And by far the scariest thing about getting deported back to Mexico was the idea of having to escape and evade the Mexican police again.
¿De dónde eres?
Venezuela.
Colombia.
Ecuador.
Hondureños nosotros.
Colombia. Si puedes hacer el viaje a América, ¿qué quieres hacer con tu vida?
Trabajar.
Que nos den seguridad y trabajo.
Escucha sobre los buoys con los saws.
Pues ajá, lo vemos riesgoso, pero más riesgoso es perder la vida. Y primero que todo hay que lanzarnos a la suerte. Primero es nuestra vida.
¿Tienes familia que fue contigo en el viaje que no están aquí ahora?
Yo vine sola.
Todos solos y nos hemos encontrado. Para venir hasta acá nos hemos ayudado uno con los otros.
Ahora estamos en la frontera americana y hay la policía aquí. ¿Qué piensas va a ocurrir ahora?
Ellos nos dijeron que no podíamos cruzar porque sería ilegal, pero nos dijeron que esperáramos aquí, que migración llegaba a las 6 de la mañana, que podíamos dormir aquí porque allá es peligroso y aquí estábamos seguros.
¿Necesita más agua?
Sí, por favor. Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Dios le bendiga.
¿Cómo fue el viaje? ¿Cómo la calor?
Súper terrible. Agua, todo el camino hidratándonos con agua.
¿Qué quieres tu vida hacer?
Tener la vida de ilusión, de amenazas que teníamos en nuestro país, de violencia.
Por todo tu viaje, ¿fue difícil para tu ver?
Fue difícil.
¿Tu ayuda el todo el viaje?
Sí, yo le di al camino, yo me lo encontré el camino y lo venía ayudando yo a él.
¿Eres amigos mejores? ¿O fue extraños?
¿Qué hondo estaba el río? ¿Estaba bien hondo en unas partes?
En algunas partes sí, mucha corriente. Ayudaron a una señora que estaba pasando con una niña, pero no tuvimos que devolver porque no pudimos.
Para allá van bastantes familias, como unas 6, 7 familias. Por ahí hay una señora embarazada.
Vamos a Walmart y vamos a volver, okay? It is unbelievable what some people go through in an effort to have a good life. If this isn't a f***ing reminder of what to appreciate in your own life, I don't know what is.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, just a fence can the whole world of difference.
Okay, wearing all this bling, that's the obvious sign of the transporter.
No, tranquilo, gracias.
¿Qué puedes decir sobre la bestia?
Bastante peligroso para aquí. Nosotros venimos atravesando 4 trenes.
Durante el día, muy calor.
Mucho sol.
El noche, muy frío. ¿Qué es el problema con Venezuela y cómo puede Venezuela edificar más fuerte y seguro para la gente ahí?
Cuando empezó la crisis en Venezuela, decidimos emigrar porque no teníamos comida, no teníamos agua, la luz se nos iba a cada rato. O sea, ya Venezuela no era un país como para vivir. Muchas personas se han muerto de hambre. Cuando comenzó la crisis, todo desapareció. Toda la comida desapareció.
Cuando salió COVID, se cerró todo en el país.
Antes del COVID ya todo estaba cerrado.
Things are rough right now in Venezuela. They have a leader now, President Maduro, that arguably stole the election and is still in power. The US government does not like President Maduro, so they implemented harsh trade restrictions that have negatively impacted the Venezuelan economy. Inflation went up nearly 2,000% in just 2022. Basic necessities are scarce and the price to buy them is astronomical. Things are really tough right now in Venezuela.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
26.
Deseo que el mundo puede encontrar paz y ser sin violencia. ¿Qué mensaje tienes a la gente?
Nosotros los migrantes tenemos un Dios poderoso que sabemos que nos va a ayudar. Para adelante.
Muchas gracias y buena suerte.
Igual, Dios le bendiga.
Thank you.
Yo sí tengo un problema político, tengo un cargo muy alto en mi país. Cuando tú sirves a alguien, pues sirves, ¿no? Pero cuando dejas de servir, te desechan como cualquier basura. Ustedes saben que mataron recién al candidato a la presidencia del Ecuador, Fernando Villavicencio. En la parte política estamos corriendo peligro. Mi país fue gobernado por Correa, por el presidente Rafael Correa. Ahora está la línea del partido de él también punteando para ganar nuevamente.
¿Qué grupo político estás parte de?
Yo formaba parte de Pachacuti, la parte indígena, el movimiento indígena más grande del país.
¿Qué piensas sobre estos con las partes de que cortar?
Mal por ese presidente, mal por esa persona que está gobernando, porque no solamente vengo yo, hay muchísimos, cientos de personas en las terminales. Yo compraba mis snacks para mí, pero tuve que dejarlos en el camino. Pero había niños que lloraban del hambre. Yo les daba mi comida, les daba mi agua, les daba lo que yo podía, les daba mi dinero. O sea, yo tuve una posición más y un poquito más para poder avanzar. No pagué coyote.
Mataron a mi mamá, a mi abuela, que traigo los recortes, necesito que me ayude. Yo tengo un hermano que está aquí en Miami, pero yo quiero que Diosito me ayude me ayuden, por favor.
Hermano, deseo el mejor para tú y lo siento sobre tu situación y los problemas en tu país y con todo de mi corazón que cosas están mejor para todo. Eres valeroso, fuerte,
Bueno, ya nos vamos a ir, pues muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
Bendigas. I don't really have any words right now. Americans, let this be a reminder to never bitch about anything again. Anything I have to complain about absolutely pales in comparison to the story we just heard today. We're living a life that people will literally die to have. I hope this story puts it in perspective for us. Our gratitude for this country, how we feel about this country. Let this be encouragement to you and motivation to you. To whatever you do, work very hard. Whether you're a bricklayer, or a plumber, or a coder, an engineer, professor, whatever it is, do your part. We'll see you guys next.
Bienvenidos a Tijuana.
Dozens of stores, cars, buses, trucks set on fire, chaos erupting among the public.
They take off the people from the bus and they throw the gas in the bus and burning. I feel unsafe too, yeah.
¿Me pasamos o qué?
Para allá.
Esto nomás es para precaución de la familia, para que no entren, aquí hay niños y te dicen, chicas, porque no para la calle.
How many people around here have a gun on them? Are you more afraid of the police and the government or cartels?
No. The police and the government.
He passed a street fight. He got beaten.
He got beat to death? ¿Qué pasa, mis amigos? Today, we venture into treacherous territory as we cross the border from San Diego into Mexico's infamous city of Tijuana. Affectionately known as TJ, 50 million people cross the border into Tijuana every year, making it one of the most visited cities in the world. This city has the reputation of being the place where the party goes down, where nightclubs, brothels, and bars bustle into the wee hours of the morning. But TJ also has notoriety for being one of Mexico's murder capitals. With nearly 1,900 murders occurring in 2023, Tijuana has more homicides than New Orleans, St. Louis, Detroit, Chicago, and New York combined. Que peligroso.
Tijuana is scary for a few reasons. First, you have two of Mexico's most powerful cartels, Jalisco New Generation and Sinaloa, fiercely competing for territory to control the city's drug and human trafficking markets. And these cartels will not hesitate to kill police or government officials that get in their way.
More than 100 people are dead or missing in Mexico's western Sinaloa state since rival factions of the Sinaloa cartel began clashing earlier this month.
Also in Tijuana, you have a police force that is known to be dirty. Many of these cops are on the payrolls of cartels and will gladly kick your ass and take your money if they feel like it. Today, we venture into Zona Norte, one of TJ's most sketchy neighborhoods, where we meet with a local drug lord. Guiding us on our journey will be a couple men that previously did freelance work for the cartels. Fernando, aka El Bordo, a former smuggler, will take us across, and his friend, Cedar, who just got out of prison after serving a 13-year sentence for kidnapping, will be our taxi driver taking us around the city. Let's get moving.
Mi gente, vamos a Tijuana. The fuck is going on over here? Smuggling? Holy crap. When we go to the hood, yes, we're out of our element, but we know the language, we know what's going on. We've been doing enough of them to read the situation and be able to figure things out. Here, I'm not gonna be able to understand a lot of what's being said. I don't know who's who. I don't know what to look for. We are talking about millions of dollars of business between the human smuggling, narcotics, sex business, guns. I mean, everything you can think of. This is one of the hot spots that flows through. We also have to know what we're walking into as far as Tijuana police. They have a notoriously corrupt reputation. Shakedowns are common. They can beat the fuck out of you. How you doing? Tommy. Nice to meet you. I initially found Fernando on Johnny Mitchell's channel, The Connect, and I also extensively listened to his podcast episode with Ben Gagnon. He's done a wide variety of freelance jobs for cartels, but he mostly specialized in smuggling, getting people across the border. Fernando is the guy that I'm trusting to bring us into the sketchy parts of Tijuana safely. How sketchy is this shit we're about to be doing?
It's not really that sketchy, to be honest.
Is it like the hoods in America where shit mostly goes down at night and late into the morning, or?
It can happen anytime here. There's a lot of hits happening in the morning because that's when they catch people coming out their houses, going to work, or going, starting the day off and stuff.
Is it true that a lot of sicarios are on meth and crack?
Oh yeah, many are. Many get paid that way.
To give us a taste of the cartel world we would be surrounded by in Tijuana, we spoke with a man in San Diego who now is a business owner, but previously was a cartel member and narcotraficante. Here's what he said.
Dígame sobre las cosas que haces en el pasado para el cartel.
Vivíamos en una colonia, en esa colonia nos dedicábamos a lo que es a las tienditas de droga. Cuando caía neblina, lo que es los tipos de neblina, subíamos lo que son los pollos, ahí en el aeropuerto. Lo que pasa que yo tuve una infancia muy dura, entonces mis amistades desde antes eran más grandes que yo, que trabajaban para el cartel de Tijuana. Se me hizo fácil, como todo joven, empezar ese ambiente. Desde chico, a los 15 años ya vivía solo, ya tenía mis propias tiendas. Muchas amistades al lado de mí se drogaban y se pasaban enfrente de mí. Después fue creciendo. ¿En qué forma? Fui conociendo a más señores más importantes que me indicaban a querer yo guardar cosas en los carros para poder cruzarlos. Fue cuando fue incrementando el negocio.
What were ways you would stash drugs in vehicles? How would you do it?
Muchos manejábamos en los air condition. Empezamos con marihuana, con poquita, pero teníamos de 5 a 6 carros diarios. Entonces a nosotros nos pagaban por guardar, cuidar y hacer el trabajo del cartel de Tijuana.
How much could you make in a day when you're sending 5 or 6 cars across the border?
Vendíamos la libra acá, a nosotros nos la daban a 250 y aquí la vendíamos a 300, 310. Era poco lo que ganamos los trabajadores.
Dígame sobre el proceso a secuestro una persona que no paga.
La verdad, sincero, nosotros nos manteníamos leales a la empresa, pero había personas que se dedicaban a eso, que era de que se robaban droga o no estaban con otro tipo de cartel.
What would make you kidnap somebody?
Nuestra colonia había gente que llegaba, que no era de ahí, entonces trabajaba y teníamos que ir por él, porque ahí en esa colonia no se podía trabajar si no era nuestro cartel.
Now that you're out of the life, how much more relaxed do you feel living?
It's good, bro. Estoy yendo a la iglesia, pero yo soy el mismo crazy, you know what I mean? Pero no more business, no more, porque my life esta es good.
All right, guys, we're gonna keep the cameras low until we make it to the other side. But how long does it take to cross usually?
10 minutes probably, something like that.
See you guys in a few. They barely checked us. I was expecting a lot more.
Most of the time it's nothing, but sometimes the dick is in there, you know, or an ass or something.
You used to smuggle people across the border.
Yeah, through here.
So we are in the murder capital of Mexico, one of them. Is that something that you came across when you in your time here? Like you,
everybody knows it. These are my two friends that got killed. They were twins, so they got killed the same day. But they're my childhood friends.
What did they get killed for?
The business. Yeah. Aquí, güey.
Hey, ¿qué pasa?
Hey, ¿qué pasa?
¿Cómo
No hablan
estás?
español casi, güey.
Me llamo Tomás.
Tomás.
Miguel.
Miguel.
Keegan.
¿Cómo?
Keegan.
Keegan.
Yeah.
El más gringo nombre en historia.
He looks like you guys.
Santiago Tijuano.
Cedar is a wild man. He got sent to prison for aggravated robbery, aggravated kidnapping, and being part of organized crime. While in the Tijuana penitentiary, he effectively ran the internal drug trade and had to stand his ground when outside cartel members threatened him and wanted to take over his business. He got out recently and got into taxi driving to pay his bills and start his new life as a free man. Dígame sobre tú.
Pues yo soy un personaje que soy de aquí de Tijuana, ¿verdad? Y yo acabo de estar en prisión, de hecho, 13 años, acabo de salir y pues aquí estoy.
What did you get locked up for?
Secuestro agravado, robo con violencia y asociación delictuosa.
But really, he used to cross people over. Cops out here, they blame him for some other stuff.
How was your time in prison? What did you do? And I heard you were the boss.
No, pues en sus momentos hubo ratos malos y ratos buenos. Pues tú sabes que con dinero baila el perro, así donde estés.
Escucho que tenía un PlayStation en el cárcel.
Así es, PlayStation 4. No tablet, laptops, PSPs, licor, plumas de wax, celulares, todo ese tipo de movimiento que ocupa uno para estar a gusto como si estuviera en su casa. Mira, esos vayan los pepos. Esos son los que te quitan el dinero aunque seas inocente.
I heard the police in Tijuana have a target on their back. Like they have a very dangerous job.
They haven't been like that in a while. There was a time when they were going at them because some of them weren't taking money. But then lately they've been shooting some of them because they're stealing drugs.
De aquí agarramos para allá, mira.
¿No pararon nada?
No, no sé.
¿Todo bien?
Todo bien, sí.
¿Puedo bajar la ventana atrás?
¿Cómo está?
¿Quién tomó video o foto de la patrulla?
No, hacen videos de blog de YouTube, pero no grabamos la patrulla, él venía grabando la calle.
Ah, ok.
Sí, no, todo bien. No, hacen videos de viaje.
Sí, cámaras y todo.
Dale pues, hijo.
Dale, gracias. Ahorita ya nos van a reportar el que andamos aquí grabando, sí.
Thanks to them.
No hay problema.
That's good or bad?
That'd be both.
Do you think they're on the walkie-talkie?
That's exactly what they're doing.
What group is the most corrupt and what group is the most safe as far as law enforcement in the area?
The guys that asked us what we're doing, they're the city cops, you could say, local cops. They might be a little bit like conservative, but you saw how I handled it, so they're not your local, I do right, whatever. but the state cops, they're a little bit more on the power trip.
So how bad really is the police corruption in Tijuana? Well, evidently it's so bad that even the cartels get angry about it. I saw a news story that a drug lord went on a killing spree to punish the police who stole some of his drug shipments. And for the regular tourists like us, there are entire Reddit threads dedicated to discussing what to do when the police shake you down for money. And even our guide, Fernando, was once kidnapped and tortured by Tijuana police. The city's current public safety secretary is a former police chief who was accused by over 3 dozen of his own officers for torture. Now, to be fair, being a cop in Tijuana is an extremely dangerous job, and it's been said that the cartels aim to kill at least 1 officer a day, making this a job where you always have a target on your back. So keep in mind, this is the climate of policing we were up against as we traveled Tijuana's treacherous streets.
When I was young, this used to be all dirt, and eventually the government started fixing it up and everything, but they never really did a good job until a guy used to work for Don Sergio, that he passed already. He used to cross people over, and he's the one that fixed it how it is now.
Don Sergio was your mentor, right?
Yeah, kind of like, yeah.
He's the guy that
I started working with him.
For, right?
Yeah, I did a lot of stuff for him, and he was a really fan of helping out the community and soccer. It was for the kids, it was for the community. I mean, in the finals, we have like bands playing here for the community and stuff like that. So yeah, Don Sergio, you really put up for this. I mean, they kind of held it a little bit together, but as you can see,
Oh, shit.
El más fuerte gringo en Tijuana.
Ay, no creo que los volé. Oh. 16
¿Es la Santa Muerte?
En la Santa Muerte.
¿Por qué?
Es un regalo. Cuando tú pides algo y le prometes algo como, te salen bien las cosas, voy a ponerme otra imagen en mi cuerpo de regalo hacia ti, y si no lo haces, puede que te vaya un poco mal, pues.
Did she deliver for you?
Sí, pues porque estoy aquí afuera.
Yeah, because I'm here, I'm out, and I'm alive.
Can you tell any of the stories behind your tattoos?
Ella es mi sobrina. Tenía una hermana que me la mataron y ella se hizo, pues, mis ojos. Pues, es la cara de una muchacha con la que estuve. Su cuerpo y su cara, sí, nomás que ella también la mataron, pero trae aquí en representación de mi hermana y a un hijo que tenía yo de 1 año que falleció.
That's a son he lost.
Un ángel.
That's like an angel there.
How did they pass?
Mi hermana me la mataron y mi hijo cuando estaba en prisión se ahogó.
Is it common for women to be involved in the game?
Pues sí, la mayoría, más ella no estaba enredada, ella nomás fue por algo así, no estoy muy enterado.
He doesn't really know because he was locked up.
¿Cuántos años tienes cuando entró a la vida de la calle y cartel?
De la calle, desde los 10 años.
¿Qué tipos de trabajos haces cuando tienes 10 años?
Sí, no, 10 años es pura calle. Ya de 12 a 15, pues ya es más al pasón
gringos.
Al pasón rozón, un gringo, un pescuezazo.
Para hacer una vida aquí, ¿qué es un bien salario cada mes?
Yo lo que gano aquí más o menos en un día limpios, tiene que quedarme 1,500. Cuando me va bien, que es fin de semana, sí sacas de 2,500 a 3,000.
How many people around here have a gun on them?
Right, one too many.
But is it like the hood in America where everyone has a gun, or is it more so? It has to be more careful.
No, let's say if we're from here and we're hanging out, we probably have the gun hidden right there. Mm-hmm. And
you never want it on you, though.
Yeah, because if government pulls up, we would need to run and not get caught with anything. This was for a friend, a very loved friend from here called Peck. His name was Alejandro. He passed a street fight. He got beaten.
He got beat to death? So this is like a little maze.
Yeah. but we know it.
So there's a line of a song that comes to mind when I see stuff like this. There's a rapper named Immortal Technique, and he said,
I've heard of him, yeah, I've heard.
Where things aren't half as nice, it makes the hood in America look like paradise. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I always tell people, and when I'm in America, like LA or some dangerous hoods, I'm like, look, my respects to your hoods. I know you guys are dangerous, are really about it, but I feel safe in America. Anywhere I'm at, anywhere the grimiest hood, I'm gonna feel safe because this is where I came from, you know. So it's different.
Wait, as someone that has lived in both worlds, what can you tell Americans that feel like America's not shit?
Just how broken the system is here. Like, it's hard to get medical. My friends, bro, when they killed him right here a few blocks up, they were laying there for like an hour and a half before anybody came to pick them up, and cops drove by.
I don't know if you see online people in America, they're like, America sucks, it's a terrible place, kind of a thing. Dude, part of you want to just say, shut the f up.
Yeah, I think those people haven't traveled enough. Yeah, just to be grateful about, like, I mean, you could ask some of these people, like, you might see it as, oh, look how they're living, but they're happy as f. You know what I mean? They got their family, they got their little house, they got their community that loves them around them, you know. If it wasn't for the system, if it wasn't for, like, the corruption and stuff like that, it would be great. ¿Está caliente para allá arriba o qué?
Para allá arriba, no, güey.
You want to go?
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, let's go. But my friends got killed over here on this block over here. I used to roam these streets by myself with a gun, just looking for the guys. It used to be hot as f. It used to be rough, but you could tell it's nice. You see, like, as kids, you have fun here, you know?
Tijuana is one of the most dangerous cities in Mexico.
And the world, I think.
What do you think the path forward is to make Tijuana a safer place?
If there was like a really, really good cop that was actually trying to do good and actually like make their corporations not be so grimy.
You've been kidnapped by the police.
Mm-hmm.
Tell that story.
Arrested me and they started going through my phone. They saw that I had, you know, messages and pictures and about people that is known out here and stuff like that. So they put me in the back of the patrol car, and I was laying down like on the
bed of the
bed, yeah. So, and I had one hand tied up on the corner, and this other hand was tied up with my friend, and he was like this on the other corner, and we're just facing down. No, with the handcuffs, yeah. So we're rolling like this, and I'm thinking at first like, oh, we're probably going to the police station, but then I could see a little bit like off the bed of the truck, so I see we drove past the station, and we went to a neighborhood kind of like this one.
But the other territory.
But in another territory, yeah. So then I'm like, like stuff happens that they might think I'm with these guys and they're gonna turn me over to the enemies type thing just because of the messages I had. And I didn't have nothing on me. My friend didn't have nothing on me, so we were telling guys like, hey, just let us go. You know, we'll give you the money. We're gonna buy a computer. Well, my friend was gonna buy it, so he had like $300 with him, $1,500 with him. He's like, hey, I'll give you the money. Just let us go. We have nothing on us, whatever. And the cops were like, nah, I saw your messages. I know you're onto something, but if you don't tell me who you guys are, I'm gonna bring somebody else here. And we're like, nah, we don't know what you're talking about. So he's like, all right, cool. And he tied us back up, and we waited there for like 30 minutes. Other cops came, the state cops, and they took us somewhere else, and we started getting beaten up. We had a fucking bag over our heads, you know, just who's this, and where do you have these guns, and all this stuff. And they have to ask the cartels if they know us. You know, they have to, because they don't want to fuck up with somebody that they shouldn't, you know. They sent our pictures to like group chats and stuff, and they thought they were gonna get like 20,000 for us or 30,000. They ended up leaving us. I gave him my personal gun, which is worth like $1,000 out here in the street. My friend gave him $3,000.
It's crazy.
And that's the part where I'm telling you where the system is broken. And if it was just bad guys, then you don't care, you know. I can roll around, I'm cool with them. It's these guys that tripping.
One thing I've noticed in traveling is some of the roughest places I've been have the best hospitality.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed that too. Because people can empathize better, I think, with pain and struggle and shit like that. You like that outdoor dining set?
Very fancy, huh?
Yeah, you want to car up here? Right?
So what can you tell me about this place?
This is what I was telling you about, like the homeless of other places. Mm-hmm. Usually they always find a place to live and stuff because they're either helping out and stuff or, but I mean, you could see.
Yeah, it's rough up here. So, we're in a tough spot right now. We're in a really tough area. If someone doesn't have a job in Tijuana, how hard is it to find employment?
There's a lot of commercial work. You know, it's hard if you have like felonies and stuff like that, like because everywhere they ask for no felonies and stuff like that. But there's, like I said, there's a lot of work like by commission or sales. Like you could set up your own shop outside your house. You can You know, people find a way. If you want to work, you're gonna find a way. You know.
By the time this episode gets aired, it's going to be 2025. ¿Qué es un meta de 2025 para tú?
Okay, he wants to grow his channel on YouTube and just show the things that he has to teach other people, like what he learned over the years, you know, in jail and stuff like that, and make a positive image now. And
is it hard to leave doing business with the cartel? Like, is it scary to leave that life? Are you in fear of getting killed?
Nah, it's easier when you get a job and you get stuff to distract your mind out, because if not, you're gonna be thinking of going back and doing.
But it's not like the group.
No, they're not. Nobody's chasing you. No. It's just business. It's not like a
so
game.
Someone can pretty much leave whenever they want.
Yeah, if you're not in debt with anybody, if you're not, you know, yeah, you could leave whenever you want. You could stop whenever you want. Yeah.
From an outside perspective, there's so much violence happening in Tijuana that it feels like people would want to leave and go somewhere else. You think that's the case, or what keeps someone here?
No, nada es como parece.
Because it's not how it sounds. When we're doing good, problems don't fuck with it, you know?
Anyone that we told we were going to Tijuana, they're like, oh, you're gonna go die, huh? Why do you think that is?
Because all they read about is the news, you know? You don't, I mean, even if you're a fan of the news, you don't look for the positive news. You're reading the tragic news, you're reading the shootings, all of that, you know?
Might be time to get a little bit deeper. Is it time to go to Zona Norte?
Yeah, you might get to see some stuff out there because they stay active. They're more active, yeah.
Should we go interview those guys?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
We head to the famous alley in Zona Norte that a local drug lord controls. This man, who we'll call El Patron, or the boss, must navigate a world in which cartels must be kept from taking his territory, and also he must be on high alert from police raids. Not even a couple months previous, the police raided his house and viciously beat everyone in the house, even his wife and daughters. But before we met El Patron, we walked the compound and met some of his lieutenants.
De la zona norte de Puerto Rico, desde San Juan, Puerto Rico. Aquí estamos en Tijuana, Baja California, en la zona norte.
What is this place known for?
I mean, this place known because you can get anything here. You can get girls for money, you can get drugs, whatever kind of drug you want for money, you can get guns, you can get whatever you think about it, you can get it here.
This is the spot.
Yeah, this is the spot.
Okay, we are invited to climb up some ladder into a trap house. ¿Todo está abandonado?
Yeah, todo está abandonado.
Sí,
¿Fue nació aquí?
sí, sí.
¿Toda tu vida?
Toda mi vida.
¿Qué tipo de negocio estás en?
Aquí pura hierbita, padre.
What kind of history can we learn about these guys?
Well, that's the oldest cartel here. That's the original Tijuana cartel. So a lot of the old, like where we've been through, the old neighborhoods, there's still a lot of loyal people to them. Even though like the family is not really involved in it, it's mostly new generation people that kept the name and the brand.
Saca el dinero que se avienta la... Dale, jálate, limpio.
Fácilmente, ¿eh?
Sí. Esta madre era el castillo de los pollos.
Everybody will hide here and before they cross. I don't know if you've seen, but the fence is like a block away.
¿Cómo Tijuana cambia de tiempo?
Antes andábamos en la calle todos ahí, pues no había problema. Ya cualquiera anda mal, pues.
Tell me about the place that we are, what it means to you.
Everything. I mean, this is the place I live.
Have you always been in this business?
Yeah. My father in Puerto Rico was in this business, my grandpa.
What do you have to do to run an effective trap so you're not getting raided every day?
You gotta look out a lot for the cops, because cops in here, they just come to get the money. They just want the money. Corrupts. They're motherfuckers here.
How has fentanyl changed the game?
It's more dangerous. They will lock you up in jail for it. I was hooked up in Feni a couple of years, like 4 years.
Are you more afraid of the police and the government or cartels?
No. The police and the government.
That's so crazy to me to hear.
100%. I am more afraid of the police. It's a rough system. Government here, like in USA, is a little bit more light. They'll take more money out of you, but it's lighter, lighter. In here, it's crazy.
Estoy buscando para un trabajo y conozco que quiero trabajar.
Hong Kong, ¿tú? No, you need to go to Premier.
Premier es para hombres.
Ajá.
¿Visitas Hong Kong?
Sí.
¿Para mujeres?
Sí.
¿Está divertido?
Demasiado, sí. I like girls too.
Yo también.
Nah, nice.
Are you from this area?
all my life.
Yeah? How has it changed over time?
Everything is the same. You see cops, weird people, crazy people, normal people, that guy here.
Will cops beat the shit out of a woman?
And hit. And everything. It's normal here.
Have you gotten beat up by a cop?
Sí, for sure.
¿Para qué?
Por mi teacher.
Cuando ocurrido? Like
3 weeks.
3 weeks ago?
Everybody, all the homies.
Everyone here got their ass kicked?
Little girls.
Not me, I wasn't here.
Wait, even kids got their ass kicked?
The kid didn't get beat up, but he was standing in the corner like this, 3-year-old.
While the rest of the family got beat up?
Yeah.
Mucha gente que yo hablo con, hey, voy a visitar Tijuana. No, muy peligroso. ¿Qué puede decir a ellos?
Sí, peligroso.
¿Sí?
Sí, pero necesitas llegar con gente de Tijuana y tú muy seguro, ¿verdad?
Tijuana is a hub for partying and sex tourism. But how did this come to be? Well, first, let's rewind time to the earliest 20th century and picture this. It's prohibition in the United States. No booze, no gambling, no fun. But just across the border, Tijuana. So this city quickly becomes a notorious party capital. And where we are today, in Zona Norte, it is more or less a red light district. Now, here's the thing. Prostitution in Tijuana isn't just a free-for-all. It's legal but with boundaries. And these are called zonas de tolerancia. And here are the rules. Sex workers must register with the city, get permits, and go through regular health checkups to keep things above board. And the brothels and clubs, they're regulated too, with rules about cleanliness, operating hours, and even how far they have to be from schools and daycares. And as of April 2024, there are 8,400 active sex workers in Zona Norte. And of course, this is a business that is fiercely guarded and controlled by the cartels that obtain a juicy revenue stream from it all. Apparently, one of the local kind of bosses of the area is here. And this is where things get oil. I'm trying not to get lulled into a false sense of security and remind myself I am in the murder capital of the world. The number one thing is the guy that can bring you into the place. And so without Fernando, there is no video today. If you want to get into some interesting shit, check out his podcast, link in the description. Click and comment Big Dog's Gotta Eat when you land on his page.
Chicas, porque son para la calle. Son nuevas, de todos
Las armas vienen de Estados
Unidos. Todas.
Leo un tweet de el presidente mexicano. Ella diga que 60% de armas en México son de Estados Unidos.
Como el 90%.
90. Sí. Estados Unidos es el más grande traficante de armas en el mundo.
Hay otra, México tiene sus armas bien aseguradas, está bien de Estados Unidos.
¿Cuánto cuesta para ese?
Esta, 1,500. Esta, 1,300, por ser una más baja. Varían los precios, ¿verdad? Depende del cliente. Esta, 1,500. 1,700, 1,800. Sin contar las balas. Cada bala te viene saliendo en $2.
Describe tu trabajo.
Somos gente normal. Somos gente que vive como estudiados, pero no lo estamos. Tenemos la economía de un estudiado, pero no lo somos. Pero tampoco somos violentos ni nada. Es un comercio. Si no lo hacemos nosotros, lo hace otra persona. Esto es protección.
¿Qué parte de tu negocio recibe más dinero? Las drogas, smuggling, traficante,
Yo soy aquí pura marihuana. Yo soy el dueño de un cierto punto donde se vende pura marihuana. Pero ahí hay otro que vende cristal, ahí hay otro que vende fentanilo. O sea, aquí hay de todo. Yo soy pura marihuana. Cada quien tiene su gremio. Es un comercio. Cada quien se respeta su trabajo.
¿Piensas que tienes un trabajo peligroso?
Sí.
Describe esto.
Pues es tan peligroso que tengo 4 tiros en mi cuerpo.
¿Por enemigos, policía?
No, la policía, nosotros somos pura marihuana. La marihuana ya está a punto de legalizarse. Cualquiera, los policías andan sobre fentanilo, la chiva que se llama heroína. Andan sobre eso porque son los que dejan las muertes
Dígame cómo fentanyl cambia el partido de drogas.
El fentanilo cambió tanto a todo. Antes un globo de 50 pesos era una madrecita cuando la droga era afedrín. Ahora un globo de 50 pesos es un gramo casi de droga. Fíjate todo lo que ha cambiado. Son más adictos, pues. Tienen más con qué drogarse. Pero les dan más. Es de que es más malo, más chimuelos. Todo el chimuelo que mires es drogadicto de esa madre.
Señor Trump dice que Estados Unidos va a tener guerra con los carteles de México. ¿Escucho de esto?
Sí.
¿Qué piensas sobre esto?
Está bien. Crimen organizado que narcotráfico. El narcotraficante es el que tiene dinero, el que siembra, el que transporta, el que mueve el pueblo con la economía. Y el crimen organizado es el que se juntan 6, 7, 8 culeros con armas y van y le dicen a la señora de la tiendita, usted ya me va a pagar tanto al mes. Y usted tanto y tanto. Y esos güeyes se fortalecen tanto sin hacer nada. Y mucha gente confunde el narcotráfico con el crimen organizado. Donde llega un narcotraficante, la gente, ¿cómo está, señor? Sabe que va a comer, sabe que va a haber algo ahí. Cuando llega un güey del crimen organizado, la gente le echa la mirada, se va. Tienen miedo, pues.
Para yo.
Esto nomás es para precaución de la familia, para que no entren. Aquí hay niños y te dicen,
It's for protection because we got kids, there's families around here, so it's only for protection, it's not really for...
Muchos niños salen a jugar, estilo, estamos en México.
¿Tienes mucho miedo a policía entrar? Piso de verga!
Y ya ha llegado, muchas veces. Me cobraron cámaras, y tengo cámaras en mi casa. De hecho, hace poco llegaron dinero, pues. Se les da dinero y se van.
¿Conocen que tú venden?
Sí, ellos saben, creen que va afuera cuidando, uno afuera.
¿Usa tu dinero y negocio a ayudar a la comunidad?
Sí.
Describe esto.
Los días del niño, hacemos para 300, 500 niños, damos pastel, comida, los juntamos y les damos un regalo. De hecho, ahí tenemos juguetes para el 18 de diciembre, vamos a hacer una posada.
It's a treasure for the kids in the neighborhood.
Ábrelos, mijo. Apenas nos están llegando, y aquí el 18, si andan por aquí, lo hacemos en grande, para todo el barrio va. Mira, todo esto es para regalar, Mira, aquí hay juguetes también, mira.
Es muy generoso, ¿sí? ¿Qué precauciones tomas para quitar tu familia seguro?
Están cuidando.
Hay reglas con carteles, mujeres no, niños no, ¿sí?
Ni mujeres ni niños.
Pero una cosa que no entiendo de los carteles es la tortura. ¿Por qué usa tortura mucho?
Nosotros somos así amigos, empezamos el cartel, después la misma avaricia nos separa y nos hacemos enemigos todos. Y todos sabemos todo de todos. Ponle que seamos 3. Salimos mal, tú eres el más débil, los dos te vamos a ir a buscar primero a ti. Quien te agarre primero te va a sacar la información del otro güey.
Basically, people are not afraid of getting shot in the head. You know that would be the easy way out. But that's why you inflict torture. You know you don't want to go to torture. You know if they say you're gonna get shot in the head, that's like, I'm not really gonna feel that. You know.
¿Tienes mucho estresado durante el día o es tranquilo?
Es costumbre, ya te acostumbras. De repente estás comiendo y el corazón empieza a latir, pero ¿qué haces? Es la vida. Pero con un beneficio, con un propósito siempre. Esto va a continuar, pero si yo me muero, mi hijo ya no va a ser el patrón.
Esta es su manera a tus niños no seguir en la vida.
No tiene herencia, aquí con nosotros no tiene herencia, mis trabajadores no se drogan, no nada.
Tú tienes un parte de ciudad muy bien por negocios, ¿sí? Que con frecuencia necesitas defender tu territorio porque otros hombres quieren.
Cada 2, 3 años llega un güey que quiere el barrio. Como puede ser en un año un tiroteo, en una semana hay un putero.
Gracias por tu hospitalidad en zona norte.
Con mucho gusto, señor. Están en su casa, ya saben, del barrio.
Bueno.
Bienvenidos cuando quieran.
Mi gente, muchas gracias para mirar. Adios. Do you think by smuggling people in that you are harming your community or harming the country?
No, what's the world without Mexicans?
They hire a lot of people that are undocumented. How is that any different than slavery?
A little section, they call this little cartel land.
On the scales of good and evil, where do you think you are?
I don't think I'm evil at all. I just feel like if I have to do something, I'm gonna do it.
What's something tough you've had to do in this job?
Having to drop off illegals on the side of the road while even being chased or anything it is. They were more scared of getting caught than crashing. ICE is going harder than ever, you feel me? All these mass deportations, a lot of these immigrants in Phoenix, we brought over. We used to stash like illegals in here.
When you just see the stash houses and you see individuals living in these horrible conditions.
How much do you think you made in your biggest month ever?
Over 200,000. I had a guy on my Snapchat pick up off me for 3 years. Next thing you know, he's a cop.
Creative to bring people across.
The game will never stop. There's just more ways to do it around them.
Human smuggling across the southern U.S. border is a multi-billion-dollar business controlled by the most dangerous criminal organizations in the Western Hemisphere. From 2020 to 2024, millions of people crossed into the U.S. illegally, and this was perhaps the key issue that won Donald Trump his second term in office. Today, we're talking to the people that actually run the routes. We go into the field with two smugglers who have gotten thousands of migrants across the border and have operated under both Biden and Trump. These operators break down the economics of the trade, describe what it's like working for Mexican cartels, and we learn how the game has changed since Trump took over. And to get the full picture, we also speak with a Border Patrol agent who has spent 2 decades boots on the ground fighting against illegal immigration. This, folks, is a look inside the business of human smuggling.
This is our place right here. This is where we live. I just had you guys out one of the main pickups. With that, like, I'm gonna show you guys deep down what we do. It ain't just for the money. We have love for all the people that come into our club.
Chapo.
I'm from Metro Phoenix area, and I'm a Toyota.
For legal reasons that occurred while we were editing this video, we had to change this guy's name to Chapo.
What made you choose human smuggling over drug trafficking?
Drug trafficking is something different. That's a harder business to get into.
Do your parents know what you do?
Yep.
What do they think about it?
They think I'm a horrible ass dude. My families grew up a little different. They do things the right way and stuff, you know? And I chose the criminal life.
To prove he was legit, Chapo showed me his RICO indictment before we filmed together. After seeing it, it became clear that he and Steven were the perfect guys to teach us about this shadow economy. I would love to show the paperwork on screen, but with the legal names of Chapo and his co-conspirators all over it, I have to keep it confidential.
We've been doing this for 10 years now. We've been in this game, in and out. We only speak about this because we got already indicted, and I think we're allowed to, you know? We all did federal time. I'm on a 22-person indictment. He's on his own indictment. I'm Steven, and I used to do polleros.
What got you into the business?
Living the way I used to live, I didn't have much. You know, my dad was in and out of prison. He's illegal. Going in and out from the country, getting deported, coming back. It was a struggle.
How old were you when your dad got deported?
First time I was about like 5 years old.
How much were these people paid to make the journey?
Off of one, probably 9 through 15 per person.
How much do you think you made in your biggest month ever?
Over 200,000.
And what'd you do with that?
Party, drugs, cars, clothes, jewelry.
You blew it all?
I blew it all.
Did it make you happy?
It made me super happy. It made me feel like I was on top of the world. And now, life is totally different, you know? Working a legal job, keeping up, and maintaining my family, you know?
Do you wish you ever saved any of that money?
I wish every day I did.
When you're making 50 grand in one night, does that make looking at a gas station job for 15 bucks an hour pretty hard to do?
Yeah, most definitely. What you're making a night is what you're making a year at a gas station job.
What got you caught doing this?
I got snitched on.
Do a lot of people snitch in this game?
Yeah.
A lot of young guys, how they get caught up is they can't help but flex on social media.
Yeah, I did at one point. We'd be on there flexing $500,000, and sometimes I had boys flexing a mil sometimes.
So had you not flexed on social media, would you have gotten caught, do you think?
No, I would have never gotten caught. At one point, we're facing 15 to 20 years. All these little dogs out here trying to do it now. Hey, shout out to you guys. It is burnt.
How has Trump changed the game?
Well, ICE is going harder than ever, you feel me? All these mass deportations, a lot of these immigrants in Phoenix, we brought over.
With the mass deportations, does that mean that you have way more clients because you keep recycling through the same ones over and over?
Yeah, I've seen But dudes go back and forth 6 times already. When I used to pick up myself, I have 16 oils in a pickup truck, and we're over here driving through a drive-thru at McDonald's because I feed all my people. Sometimes they'd come stay the night at my crib, but they didn't have nowhere to go for a few days.
Anything you want to say to Donald Trump?
Donald Trump, if you're listening to this, man, just respect the Mexicans and let them come live here and, help them out.
ICE arrested a criminal illegal immigrant from Uzbekistan. He's wanted in his home country for alleged involvement in a terrorist organization.
A lot of people on the right wing politically are scared that right now coming in illegally are Chinese nationals, Islamic terrorists, are people that want to cause real harm to the country. Do you think there's any realness to their fear?
Yes and no, because you never know who's in your country. It doesn't mean your neighbor can't be a When do you ever see a Mexican guy shooting up a school?
Have your feelings on Trump changed now that he's in office?
No, I mean, he's just doing his job, to be honest. I mean, he ain't a bad president. It was much easier with Biden in office than it is with Trump.
By a lot?
By a lot. Biden's down here, and Trump's up here. We used to see people moving from thousands of heads a week or a month, whatever it is, to now hundreds.
We're driving down the dusty roads in Arizona towards Tucson, where we're going to be meeting with a former Border Patrol agent who served for 22 years and can give us the insights on human smuggling, drug trafficking, the cartel infighting, and a lot of the information that a lot of us want to learn about. Can you tell people your name and what you've done for your profession?
So my name is Art Del Cueto. I was a Border Patrol agent for almost 22 years.
How has the business of human smuggling changed from when Biden was president to Trump's second term?
I think they have to get more creative to bring people across. During the Biden administration, because the policies were more relaxed, you were able to say asylum, and just the word asylum would release you into the country. Now, under the Trump administration, you can still come across and claim asylum. The difference is now if you claim it, you have to prove that you really have an asylum claim, or you have to wait outside the country until you get the proper documentation to show that you do have a real asylum claim.
Folks, we are looking currently at a Trump presidency where he just gave a State of the Union address with his lowest approval rating yet. While his administration has been plagued by corruption and cover-up allegations, one thing is undeniable. For those that voted for a secure border, Trump has surely delivered. And because true illegal immigration numbers are impossible to track, the barometer Border Patrol uses to measure border activity is apprehensions, or in other words, how much contact agents are actually making with illegal migrants. And right now, Americans are seeing the lowest amount of border activity than they have seen in decades, meaning those that are in the business of smuggling are having to get scrappier to keep their operation going.
So back then, if you were just a smuggler, you could bring a group of, say, 500 people across this border. And now you bring them across in an area where they know they have a limited amount of agents, limited amount of resources. So now when the agents show up, they have to detain these 500s, and because the station from the reservation in Arizona so far, you had to make arrangements to now transport these 500 people 2.5 hour drive away. And that time, now you have agents leaving that area. The cartels that are up on the higher ground in the mountains, they're seeing that and they realize there's no more agents here. So they were taking advantage of bringing drugs like heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl into the United States.
What do you think about ICE investing resources to getting a guy that's been a plumber or a contractor for the last 15 years, spending a lot of resources to get a guy like that out when we already have a shortage of those type of people?
I think it goes back to, if I have a perfect driving record, should I be forced to have car insurance? So do we have to wait for the accident to happen to have somebody that has some type of liability? So I understand what you're saying. Should we waste our time on that? I don't think we're wasting our time.
Has Trump completely stopped the game?
The game will never stop. There's just more ways to do it around now.
What have you learned about the feds since getting indicted?
The feds work in a whole different way than we ever thought they would. I had a guy on my Snapchat pick up off me for 3 years, and next thing you know, he's a cop the entire time.
Wait, a guy that you thought was your runner was a police officer?
Yes.
And he did it for 3 years?
He did it for 3 years. I was in investigation for 3.5 years.
Folks, this is a high-stake profession. A typical sentence for human trafficking is 2 to 5 years, but an aggressive prosecutor can ask for 10 years per person smuggled. As both these guys I'm interviewing have already done hard time for trafficking, they are acutely aware of the risks that come with this job.
'Cause the feds weren't in a whole different way than we ever thought they would. I had a guy on my Snapchat pick up off me for 3 years, and next thing you know, he's a cop the entire time.
Folks, this is a high-stake profession. A typical sentence for human trafficking is 2 to 5 years, but an aggressive prosecutor can ask for 10 years per person smuggled. As both these guys I'm interviewing have already done hard time for trafficking, they are acutely aware of the risks that come with this job.
is this? What the fuck is going on?
Like all these people on the buses, this police transport. You see a lot of people.
Oh, the vice president.
Oh, yeah.
He's speaking today. That's the vice president is right up here somewhere.
Yeah.
So for context, folks, TPUSA is having an event, and JD Vance is the final keynote speaker, and we just saw the presidential entourage. These guys are not getting busted by the feds, so that's good news, right?
I was shocked a little bit.
2 human traffickers just casually hanging behind JD Vance right now.
Then you don't know how many are passing by with boils, you know? It's still an ongoing thing.
So how long did you guys serve?
I did a total of 5 years. I was 18 in my first charge. Did 6 months. My lawyer got me out on pretrial. I did a year of house arrest waiting for my case. And then I did, they hit me with 20 something months, and I served 18 months out of that. While I was going on with my indictment, I almost lost my mom in a car accident while on house arrest. I also feel like God has things to do with it, you know? I don't think it's just the feds, you know? I think it's just meant to go that way. I feel like it's a second chance. This is a little section. They call this a little cartel land. Mexico. Majority of my foils come through here. This is like one of the main streets right here. All these little trailers. I don't want to say too much where, you know what I mean? Because it's, but a couple houses out of here, you know, you'll see something different. Is this maybe on
Right there. There's a cop to the left.
The cop?
Right there.
Let's go down. Yeah, go. And see, it's all hot now, right?
That looked like an undercover in there right there, too.
Yeah. A lot of these trailers right now are probably abandoned. Maybe they have people in it. They can say they're for sale, and they're already been sold. We used to stash like illegals in here. You probably even have some homeless people living in this shit. In a spot like this, you can leave about like a couple photos in here. If you ever, like, let's say, there's people like in my past. I've had a couple people that have been like, oh, I'm finna leave them here because I need to go to gas, I need to go see something over here. Sometimes you can stash them in a response like this for like days. You bring a little bit of food, water, make sure that they got gallons of water. And we make sure that like they're fed. We come feed them 4 or 5 times a day. They've been walking for 7 days. Like a week, 2 weeks.
When illegal immigrants make it across the border successfully, they may end up in a safe house that looks like this, but not all border crossings turn out well. In fact, the process of human smuggling can be quite dangerous and even end in death. Just look at the summer of 2022 incident in San Antonio where 53 people died of heat exposure while trapped in a metal trailer, or this 2025 case off the coast of San Diego where 4 migrants drowned to death when their boat flipped over, and the list goes on. Dying in the desert, coyotes leaving them locked in trunks. Even recently, a smuggler showed me a situation where one of his pollos got stuck in barbed wire trying to cross. All this to say, illegal or not, the people that try and come to the United States risk a lot to do so.
We hydrate them, we feed them, we respect them. You know, as long as they respect us, our biggest thing was take care of the pollos while you have them. Because you don't know where the next destination is. They could be walking the streets for months at a time looking for a job and then barely get on their feet, you know?
Do you think by smuggling people in that you are harming your community or harming the country?
No, what's the world without Mexicans? They pick our vegetables, landscaping, they keep our community good, clean, you know. A lot of them are construction workers. What are we gonna do when the houses stop getting built? America without Mexicans is gonna be a one-sided country.
You ever smuggle Chinese people, Afghanis, Somalians, other cultures?
I see a lot of different people, man. I've seen a lot of people come from China. I've seen a lot of people come from Japan. I've seen a lot of Muslims, you know. You don't know if they're terrorists. You don't know any of that. Sometimes I would turn them down and be like, nah, bro, I can't have you in my car.
So it's really people from all over the world that we're seeing cross into our nation's borders, especially out here on the southern border.
When you look at the data, one major trend emerges. The southern border has gone global. For decades, when Americans thought of border crossings, we've pictured migrants coming from places like Mexico, Honduras, and El Salvador. But in the last few years, we have seen an unprecedented number of people arriving from the other side of the planet. In a single year, U.S. Customs and Border Protection recorded nearly 100,000 encounters with Indian nationals, 37,000 apprehensions of Chinese migrants, and thousands of people coming from the African continent. So from a logistics standpoint, this demonstrates how Mexican cartels have built a highly complex worldwide trafficking business.
People don't take the time to analyze what is good and what's not good for the country. Because I'm Hispanic and I have family members that have come to this country legally. There's a legal pathway. Is it difficult? By all means, it's very, very difficult. But you would run into people and they tell you, yeah, I'm waiting on my status. It's just that I don't have the money to completely fill out the paperwork. Well, those same people that would say, I'm waiting on my status, I don't have the money to complete the paperwork, you know, they're driving around with nice cars and they're putting wheels on their car and they're putting, you know, systems in their car. And I'm thinking, maybe you shouldn't be spending your money on that and start saving your money for the status. And they say, well, I haven't been caught yet, or whenever I get caught, or yeah, I know it's a problem. But they don't take the steps to fix it. And those are a lot of the individuals that are being arrested.
It's a different type of game. You gotta have some heart into it. And some of the time you can't have a heart.
What's a moment where you just say, I can't have a heart right now?
A moment is when someone's so thirsty, but they haven't paid. I wanna get you right, but you haven't paid me. How do I know I'm gonna get paid for bringing you across? That's like when I have to say, no, I can't do it. I'm gonna drop you off and go about your way. I'm sorry, homie, you know? And that's kind of the times where I'm like I should just buy them water. But like, you haven't paid, so why am I gonna sit there and take care of you if you haven't took care of me? So like, if their families don't pay you, hold them. But you know, you just hold them there. Like, they'll live there, they eat there, whatever. If it takes too long, this is a spot like where you can boom, bring somebody, leave them here for a couple, you know what I mean, a couple hours. Let's say you're getting chased or something, boom. Hold up, boom, kick it here, whatever, boom. Jump in and you back in the high-speed chase, live in action, running. Shout out to like I said, he was the one that taught me to have a heart in this game. So I was real heartless as like youngin'. You know, they don't want to pay, drop him off on the side of the road, figure your way up to Phoenix. And he would always yell at me, no, Bob, just take him, just take him, just take him. You know, you gotta, you know, these people are trying to get across.
On the scales of good and evil, where do you think you are?
I don't think I'm evil at all. I just feel like if I have to do something, I'm gonna do it.
What's something tough you've had to do in this job?
Having to drop off illegals on the side of the road while even being chased or anything it is.
When you do a high-speed chase with illegals in the back, how scared were they?
They were more scared of getting caught than crashing. Someone was laying in this bathtub right now. Just be, like we used to tell the boys or whatever, be kicked back about it. They got a little bathroom to come, you know, handle the business in. Definitely some old clothes, you know, like stuff like this. Some borrowed pizza right it's always a little sign, you know, someone's been in here. You know, someone was definitely stashed.
So no doubt about it, this was a stash house.
Yeah, this was definitely used at one point. I mean, I could say I used this house before. Sometimes the stash houses, you gotta, if you know the game, you gotta stash them in there sometimes for a week, sometimes even months, 3 days, 4 days. This is like a quick, like, okay, boom, like, we're like, let's say a day, you know?
So how often would you just switch vehicles in this game?
You know, sometimes we'll just take a risk, be like, just take the same car, usually within the same week about 4 to 5 times. And then they got cameras that, on like near the checkpoints, that read license plates. Front cameras, they match your plates. Like, let's say when they put us over together one time, they were like, this car's been through here about 6, 7 times this week, like what's going on?
So do you guys have to go no license plates now?
No, sometimes you switch license plate off of another car that's the same type of car. We used to buy burners, that's what we call them. Like cars, we'll buy them off the marketplace. 2,000, 3,000, okay, boom, use that, and then later on either sell it or let's say somebody got in a high-speed chase. That's what we used to do. We used to leave them there and then just dip out.
To the people that you bring over, what was their common reason for coming here, do you think?
Well, when I first picked up, I was like 14. I got to know a couple illegal immigrants inside the car, talking to them, you know, hearing them pray in the bag, crying. They can't wait to see their kids. And think about it, I'm 14, 15 years old, bringing illegals that are around like 35 years old, 20, in their 20s, and then, you know what I mean, 30s.
Do you think they were surprised when they crossed the border and a 14-year-old was waiting to pick them up?
Yeah, they were surprised. They would always be surprised. They'll even cry to me sometimes. They'd cry sometimes and sit there like, what am I doing? I'm not gonna lie, a couple times I shed a couple tears. You know, I sat down and realized this was probably what my dad went through.
Like, does the gang control this area or does the cartel control this area?
Nah, this is more in the city. Like, you got gangs, you know what I mean? And you got some people that work for the cartel and everything, you feel me?
Tell me about the Chapitos.
They're good people, and, you know, I like them a lot. That's what we moved work for. They're well respectful.
So how has the battle between the El Mayo faction and Chapito faction impacted your business?
It slowed down work for a little bit because, you know, the wars in Mexico definitely put an impact on the businesses because you got one organization worrying about more drugs than human smuggling, and then you got human smuggling. Some people worrying about human smuggling more than the drugs. It just matters where the money's at in the organization.
When you just see the stash houses and you see individuals living in these horrible conditions, that alone is something. They're involved in every single aspect of smuggling, not just drugs, but human smuggling as well. I mean, sometimes if you hear about some kind of killing that has happened, you don't know who's involved, but you know, you pretty much can figure it out. The state of Sinaloa themselves, they've been at war for over a year. There's individuals there in the city of Culiacan, which is the capital of Sinaloa. The people and the civilians that work there, they can't go out to the street from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
As we were editing this video, big news broke in Mexico. Ruthless cartel boss El Mencho was killed in a massive raid that was carried out by the Mexican army and had the help of US intelligence. This came after months of intense pressure from the Trump administration, who threatened to hit Mexico with additional tariffs if they did not get more aggressive with their war on the cartels. Within hours of El Mencho's death, cartel members torched vehicles, blocked highways, and killed over 24 Mexican National Guardsmen. It is still too early to tell how this will impact Mexico long term, but the immediate fear is that El Mencho's death will create a vicious spike in violence. You guys call these bandos?
Well, these are abandoned houses, just regular bundles. We use them as a little stash spot for a few days. It's whatever, you know, get a few people in. Even if we have a super packed car, we'll go up in here, run up in there, make sure it's clear, and have all the boils dip inside, hide them out for a few days, and go from there.
Do you think this has barbed wire around it because it's been used as a stash spot so much?
Yeah, the cops probably blocked it off. It's a known little stash spot for us. You know, the cops would be all over us, man. They'd be bothering us and shit out here.
How many stash spots do you gotta have to make your business smooth?
Multiple. I say more than 10.
So when I look around here, I see buildings like this. There's abandoned houses around here. To me, it says there's a lot of tough economic times in this city.
Yes, there is. And a lot of our communities depend on the human smuggling because it's either human smuggling or drugs. And, you know, it goes both ways. You gotta make money somehow. If you don't have a 9 to 5, you gotta make money somehow.
If a young guy wanted to get a job right now, are there a lot of places hiring?
It's hard. Like, yeah, there's a lot of places hiring, but it's a tough situation. It's a tough.
Yeah, it's low pay.
Low pay. No one wants to get paid $1,000 for 2 weeks of work when you can go out and make double that. Oh God.
So what is the state of the union right now in the business of human smuggling?
Look, it's still prevalent. They're still bringing individuals across. I think they're just what they're doing is they're being more creative of it because there is more law enforcement out here. But look, when you start looking at the numbers, they've dwindled down to nothing. And I think more importantly, the people that are crossing, they're actually facing consequences.
One of the smugglers we talked to said that in a strange way, business is good because they've seen the same customer 5 or 6 times in the last few years because they get sent back. Well, they get paid to bring them back over again. Yeah,
they're charging the same amount of money. Look, this is the difference between the human smuggling throughout the different times. Many times the human smuggling organizations that work directly with the drug cartels, they would charge people a certain amount of money to bring them into the United States, and they would guarantee you somewhere in the interior. Now, the money that they would charge would pay for the cost of the smuggling. They would pay for the cost of buying them food because you got to feed the product you're crossing. It would also pay for putting them in a stash house until they're able to bring them further in the United States. Under the Biden administration, they were able to charge the same amount of money, but they didn't have to do all that extra expenditure. The people that are protesting against ICE, against deportations, They don't want these people deported because they want them to be here because they enjoy the modern day slavery, because that's what it is. It's modern day slavery. If you go to areas down in the South, and I'm very familiar because I travel a lot, I've gone down to North Carolina. There's areas in North Carolina in the fields, like the cotton fields, the tobacco fields, where they hire a lot of people that are undocumented and they're living in kind of bunk houses, all of them crammed up together. And then in the weekend, they put them on a truck or a bus, they take them down to Walmart so they can get whatever they need, and then they drive them back to the farm so they can be there the whole time. How is that any different than slavery?
Oh, we do it that way, because how do we get our fruits inside our stores? We pick them, you know? They supply for us and we supply for them. It's a mutual respect thing.
Did you meet people that actually try to do it legally but couldn't, so that's why they turned to you?
All the time. I used to see it all the time, man. When I used to see it used to break my heart, because I'm like, damn, like, you were trying to do it legal, but it was just so hard. It's a process, man. Like, it's really a process. It's not just one step, oh, I'm there. I don't know if you ever heard in prison too, like when we did time, there'll be people waiting there and they won't even sign their deportation papers, and they'll sit there for years hoping that the government will let them stay here.
One of the big criticisms of illegal immigrants is that financially they are a drain on the economy. They take food stamps, they take housing resources from American citizens, they use up medical resources when they go to the hospital, and then we have to pay the bill for them. What do you think about that?
I think everybody deserves a fair chance. You see some people out here that have jobs and they're getting food stamps. So why can't we help other people that need help? Everybody needs a little push sometimes, you know? There's so much money in this world that it can be shared between everybody.
Folks, to be fair, the math on whether illegal immigrants are an economic drain or not is fiercely debated. Right-wingers will point to the estimated $150 billion illegals cost annually in social programs, housing, and medical care, and left-wingers will point to the billions illegals contribute, which some estimates say that illegals pay nearly $100 billion annually between federal, state, and local taxes. On top of that, there's the value in all the jobs they complete, jobs that many legal citizens simply would not do. Needless to say, whether they are a positive or negative addition to the country depends on how you look at the numbers and how you view illegal immigration. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Fellas, appreciate getting your story. Good meeting you.
I was meeting you.
Everyone watching, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Hey, y'all listen to that Push Icy shit. That shit was fire.
Big Dog's Gotta Eat merch on the site. See you guys next week.
Cafeteria just rapping. Kept my foot on the gas, then I pressed down, then I caught traction. Got all state for insurance.
Hey, there's Border Patrol. Literally, our hearts are racing. Okay, let's just get the border. The line separating the United States and Mexico. Every day, people risk their lives to make it to the U.S., sustained by the hope of the American dream. In 2014, the United States declared a border crisis, and it's since become a central political theme, with figures like Donald Trump using the border as a primary focus of his 2016 campaign. In the last year, we had a record-setting 1.5 million people attempt to cross the border. That record was nearly doubled, with 2.7 million people attempting to cross over. As a journalist, I needed to make a stop at the border town of Eagle Pass, Texas, to get a boots-on-the-ground look. Here we go. Today we're on the border of Texas and Mexico. We're in Eagle Pass, Texas, just about to cross over into Piedras Negras, Mexico. And today we're exploring the story of immigration. We're gonna be talking to coyotes, trying to visit a safe house, talking to immigrants, citizens, potentially law enforcement, all of the characters that are in this complex story of immigration. Our guide for the trip is Cheddar Blanco, a rapper from Eagle Pass, San Antonio.
But I got up and made it all over again.
He's making moves, and he's also helping us around on some of these treacherous waters that we're navigating. So we're crossing to Piedras Negras. What can you tell us about this city?
I would say Piedras Negras has a lot of poverty. People call this baby Mexico, like an Eagle Pass, but really it's like a whole different world over here. Well, it's just harder over here. It's just harder for people out here. Y'all are gonna see it firsthand. As soon as we cross, it's a whole nother world, bro. Like, there's a lot of violence and stuff, cartels, and even like government themselves. There's a lot of people over here just driving around with guns. It looks like a war zone out here, basically.
How do you think these people feel about America? Do you think is America a place they want to be?
Yeah, for sure. They'd love to move out here, bro.
If someone can live in Piedras Negras, come over here and do a fast food job and go back at night, is that going to change their family's life, or is that really going to help them?
That's going to change their family's life.
So if you look at what people have to cross to get here, there's barbed wire in the weeds right there.
People drown in the Rio Grande, right? For some reason, it's kind of a treacherous river.
Oh, this river goes on forever. There's spots where it's more shallow. There's spots where like it's easier for them, but it's still hard, bro.
It's just crazy to me to think that a couple hundred feet can be the difference between poverty and a life that's a little bit better. Keep calling back up.
¿Tiene que checar algo?
Sí, la cámara. No sé si tengan que pagar impuestos.
El usa en la cama también. We thought we were getting hustled, and then we made a sex joke, and we were good. So humor crosses all borders, folks.
They're straight trying to hustle us, bro.
You think that's what it was?
He was like, pues, a ver si son unos impuestos para cruzarlas. Like,
yeah, bullshit. Like, he's trying to tax us. I know what impuestos are. I don't like them here. I don't like them in the United States either. And that's just because their salary's so low, just to bolster what they do.
Bro, exactly.
I wanted to know how Mexican locals felt about America. Is it still viewed as the land of opportunity? Did they believe in the hope of the American dream? So I went to a town just over the border to talk to some locals.
Hola, me llamo Tomás y estoy aquí con
Rolando, mucho gusto.
Fernando.
Carlos, con mucho gusto. ¿Cómo es vida en Piedras Negras?
Pues la vida aquí en Piedras Negras, joven, pues primeramente, antes que todo, pues la seguridad es muy tranquila, aquí tienen muy buena seguridad.
Muy bien, gracias a Dios.
Es muy bonita y bien tranquilo.
¿Qué piensas sobre América? ¿Es un lugar que quieres vivir?
¿Oh, sí?
¿Sí? No quieres?
No.
¿Piensas que hay más oportunidades ahí que aquí?
Allá.
¿Por qué?
Es mejor pagado,
Allá hay más oportunidades que aquí.
¿Por renta aquí? ¿Cuánto cuesta por mes?
2,000, 3,000 pesos.
Bueno, yo ahí donde estoy ahorita es aquí en un hotel. Me cobran 500 pesos diarios.
Inmigración ilegal es un viaje muy peligroso, ¿sí? ¿Conoces gente que hacen el viaje?
Sí, tengo amigos ahorita que están en San Antonio, en Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, sí, soy de Wisconsin. Hay gente en Estados Unidos que piensa que Estados Unidos es el lugar muy peor,
el peor país
y horrible.
El peor país.
No es cierto, porque yo trabajo allá.
¿Qué es tu trabajo?
Yo trabajo en una compañía de demolición.
Sí.
Es mucho más cara la vida aquí que allá con los salarios aquí. Que aquí suben más la comida que los salarios.
Hay mucha gente que se pasa para allá y
no quieren trabajar.
que están, ándale, sí.
Hay más oportunidades que aquí.
Le dan food stamps, le dan de comida, le dan casa,
todo, pues,
le dan dinero, le dan todo y no quieren trabajar.
No, pues es que pues, allá hay más oportunidades.
Sí.
¿Tienes un mensaje para la gente?
Que Dios me los cuide a los que estén allá y que le echen ganas en el trabajo.
Salir adelante, pues hay que trabajar, va, para que vean el resultado, echarle ganas.
El mensaje es que todos tenemos que estar unidos para poder salir adelante. Porque si no nos unimos entre todos, nunca vamos a salir adelante.
Hello, ¿cómo está? Thank you.
Just rapping, kept my foot on the gas, then I pressed down, then I caught traction. Got all state for insurance, every beat I hop on,
We're in the car right now, gonna meet our contact, then we're gonna go to the safe house. So first we gotta pass inspection, they gotta make sure that we're not snitches, not, cops, and then we're gonna pull up. See you guys in a second. All right, we're here in, what is this, a trap house? We're gonna talk to some fellas that are in the business of moving people. What's going on, big dog?
Pero only this fucking table is higher, right?
So how would you describe yourself? What's your role or occupation?
Money's a motivation, right? That describes me, money. What am I? Money.
What part do you play in that story of immigration?
Well, immigration, like, we're border babies. We were grown in the border. We know everything, like, how shit goes. It's like, even if you don't want to know, it's just the border shit's going on, you feel me?
I was looking at the numbers. So this year is a record of immigration in the United States. 2.7 million people have come across the border. A lot from...
That have got caught.
No, just have crossed the border, period. A lot from Venezuela, Colombia. What are you seeing? Like, what is the primary reason you see people cross the border?
Well, shit, like, when I first got out, like, 6 months ago, they were over there in on the Hondureños, man. The Honduras from Haiti and all that shit, they were like black people, but they don't know English.
That was the
caravan?
caravan?
Happened in Del Rio, way. They had like 1,500 people, way. Right here in Quemado, they caught like 600-700, and that happens all the time, way. Like,
what are people's primary motivation for coming here? What do they think they're gonna find in the United States?
Shit, they're just not what they think. I could tell you that much, because niggas think it's sweet over here.
it's different for them because, you know what I'm saying, like, they're already coming and they don't know what's out here. Like, they just know what their family tells them, what they see on TV, what they see on the news, you know? And they think, like, oh, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna get rich. But it's not like a one-day thing, you know? The way it's supposed to be is like a week, you'll be where you're supposed to be. But the way it's set up right now, like, it's so fucked up. There's a lot of people stealing people, like, you know, doing weird shit. There's a lot of people that don't pick up, leave them stranded.
How tough is the journey to get here? Let's say I was illegal, I was in Mexico. How do I go about getting here? Is it dangerous?
They say if I was illegal and I was in Mexico and I knew what I knew now, I wouldn't even want to cross, fam.
More struggle to get over here.
Yes, way. It's so bitch full. Like, sometimes it's easy, yeah.
Is it dangerous to come here? Like, is it a risky, scary, like, is it a journey?
It's just the world itself is a dangerous place. You don't have to be in a certain location. Like, even in the richest parts, like, some shiesty shit could go down.
So do you feel like you're helping people, or do you feel like, hey, I'm just a businessman?
Nah, at first I was like, nah, man, I just wanted to get bread. But then, like, you start meeting these niggas and you like, and I tell them what it is. Like, hey, what's up? Like, how'd you end up here? Like, what's going on? Because we found people too. Like, Andy nigga will be at the park balling, playing basketball. Some nigga will walk up to us talking about, do you know where the train checks are? Because look, to cross, you gotta hire somebody that knows people. First, let's say they're coming from Honduras. They gotta cross through a bunch of fucking checkpoints in Mexico. And that by itself, just to get to Honduras, to here to Piedras, is gonna cost them about 5 bands. And then from here to San Antonio, which is a 2-hour drive, that's gonna cost them at least another 5 bands.
So for someone that's dirt poor, how do they come up with 10 grand to cross the border?
It's crazy because you wouldn't believe me if I told you, and I still don't believe them. The people that already crossed, they help the people that want to cross. So the niggas that are over here and have bread, they'll lend money to someone, they'll finance them.
So they'll get a
crazy, right? It's crazy.
So someone will get like a construction job and send money back home to finance
it. Yeah, like let's say somebody's brother, he needs the bread, so he's gonna pay for his brother. When his brother's up there, he's gonna be paying them off because they already have it lined up, where they already have a job and everything. But what an American could do for them today is just drive from here up, right? So it depends, cause look, a lot of people do it for $1,000 each person.
For wherever they want to go up.
San Antonio or Houston.
Okay. What is your role with what you do? Like, are you taking people from Mexico to Texas, or are you taking people within the states?
Within the states.
How often do you make that journey?
Rarely.
Just when you need cash, you kind of go do it? And is it pretty much you're just praying that the cops don't pull you over and you just...
It's not praying, it's just don't think about it, you feel me?
How old are you, roughly?
I'm 15.
Okay, how did you get into this game?
It comes to me.
They're from Honduras?
You down there, if they're not from here, you down there.
¿No van a matar?
¿Mande?
¿No nos van a matar?
No, hombre, que...
Hola, hola, me llamo Tomás, soy con...
Pastor y Leonel.
Okay, ¿y de dónde eres?
Venezuela.
Let's take you up to speed on the story of our 2 immigrant friends, Leonel and Pastor. To get here from Venezuela, they traveled the last 2 months largely on foot. This is them walking through the jungle, on a boat, and making some friends. Escucho que en Venezuela que hay un crisis, ¿sí? Uno de 3 personas no tiene acceso a agua y comida, ¿es la verdad?
Correcto, correcto.
¿Qué es la situación en Venezuela?
El gobierno nos ha robado todo el dinero de allá de nuestras naciones. No hay trabajo, no hay comida, medicina, los hospitales. No hay nada.
Describe el líder de Venezuela.
Es un dictador. El presidente es un dictador allá que no deja que uno progrese. Todas las empresas las ha expropiado. Muchos se han ido por eso, pues, porque no dejan
He controls everything. He won't let anybody get further in life.
¿Cómo vives aquí? Like, ¿tienes una casa para dormir? Like, ¿cómo survive?
En el tren. Tenemos 3 días que no hemos comido hasta hoy. Tenemos frío, no hemos comido. Ya no, mucho frío. El frío me está enfermando ya.
¿Cómo fue tu viaje de Venezuela de aquí? Like, ¿cuántos días? Like, ¿necesita un guía?
Principalmente el guía de nosotros fue el que está allá arriba, el Rey de Reyes, Dios. El primer viaje que tomamos fue la selva del Darién, no sé si la has escuchado. Duramos 2 días y medio caminando la selva. Queda entre Panamá y Colombia esa selva, para poder cruzar hacia Panamá. Muchas personas muertas porque se lo llevó el río. Desde ahí pasamos para Panamá. Panamá vinimos viajando en buses. Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala y México.
¿Qué fue la parte más peligroso o duro o difícil sobre el viaje?
México.
¿Por qué?
Nos bajan de los buses, nos rompen el permiso y nosotros la verdad hemos caminado kilómetros y kilómetros. Ya me empezó un dolor aquí en la rodilla.
Casi todo México lo hemos transitado caminando, si no agarramos el tren y en el tren corremos peligro de que nos agarren los carteles, nos roban.
Antier se nos mató un amigo, antier en el tren.
Amigo de nosotros
iba montado arriba y...
Vamos a saltar esto, compramos comida y cuando tienes comida podemos hablar un poco más, ¿ok? Let's get them food first. Puede pedir, pero
Cada, two quieres, and el menú. So we're going back to meet the two Venezuelan boys, and initially our plan was to bring them back to the Airbnb and let them sleep there. But after talking to a couple locals here, they were like, hell no. Some of them said this is a 5 to 10 year potential sentence if we do that. To me, it is so crazy to think that giving someone somewhere, a place that is warm to sleep for one night to give them a little bit of relief from this 2-month journey that they've experienced. Like, they've experienced hell in these last 2 months. They hadn't eaten in 3 days. They were wandering around hungry and cold and tired. And all of us were on board. Let's bring them back to the place to let them sleep. Let's give them a bed. Let's give them showers. Fear is kind of winning out on this one. Although it'd be a great gift to give them, is not worth 5 to 10 years. You could get put in a cage for doing what you think is totally the right thing. Helping two people. Like, imagine if you were lost, you were in some foreign, unknown place, hungry and cold. It was illegal to help you. Like, you would just hope that someone would help you. So we're gonna get them some supplies that at the very least they stay warm another night. Keegan, any thoughts?
I'm kind of with you on that. It's just, you can't do the right thing because it'll put us away and, kind of compromise our position.
Miguel.
I was on board with it, but...
Miguel was gung-ho, dude.
Yeah.
He ripped his jacket off.
I'm rooting for them, but, we can't to a full extent,
Miguel's parents are from Mexico. What would your parents say if we got caught doing this?
I feel like my dad would be like, hey, let's go. Like
cheering for you?
Yeah, he's like, hey, I with that, but, he'd still be like, you're done,
We're gonna go get supplies for these guys. We're gonna go try and find them. So these guys are trying to get to Chicago, so they are going to be hurting if they don't have some warmth. So yeah, let's get them some food, let's get them some layers.
Y los metemos en el carro y nos vamos para otro lado y nos pescan. Son 5 o 10 años para todos los cabrones aquí. Mira, como quiera le compró comida, le compró algo para dormir.
Quiero darte un lugar a dormir, pero es 10 años, so es muy loco que es un regla, pero tengo cosas para tú. Hey, there's Border Patrol. Literally, our hearts are racing, dude. Okay, let's get this thing going. And that they...
Hombre, lo deseamos que sí la hacen, lo deseamos que sí agarren un trabajo, lo deseamos que...
Give them the rest of the plastic.
Ustedes van a trabajar duro y sí deseamos que encuentren lo que encuentren. Y además...
Mantener en contacto por tu teléfono, sí. Okay? Quiero escuchar sobre tu historia.
What the f***, dude? When that Border Patrol passed, I was like... But dude, he said he said they don't come over here. They're probably like used to them passing. And earlier they said, bro, there's so many of them around here. Border Patrol pass and they already know they're illegal, but they kind of just ignore them. Like there's just so many of them out here, bro. That's what they're saying.
I don't know if it's because I'm cold or nervous, but I have the shakes.
You got them top and bottom thermal?
Yeah.
Dude, they'll be toasty in that sleeping bag, bro, like you said.
They have all those layers.
The fact that you got them 2 sleeping bags, like, dude, they're golden, dog. They're gonna go stash out somewhere right here. So I told him go find somewhere warm. I was getting real nervous, bro. My Spanish was all up because I was just.
Were you scared about border control?
Bro, straight up. But when he said no, they won't come back, I remember what they just told me.
He looped around and came back, and then they came back again. It was just
the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh shit.
A couple hours after we had got them some supplies from Walmart, Lionel and Pastor were picked up by the Border Patrol. They were stripped of their belongings and deported back to Mexico. Their hope is to cross again and make it to Cleveland or Chicago, where they can find factory work through their Venezuelan friends and contacts that have already made the trip. At the time of posting this video, they are still stuck in Mexico. Their only option is to save up about $2,000 and find a good coyote that can help them cross again. This story made me realize how lucky I am simply to have been born in the United States, a place with great opportunity and standard of living comparatively. I did nothing to earn my American status. I was just lucky that my parents had me here. I wish the best for Lionel and Pastor and think about the millions of people in similar situations to them.
We've taken you across the border to talk to people. We took you to a place where people transport, we met some guys that transport folks, and now we met some actual immigrants. And so we might do a part 2 on this someday because I think there's enough to do many stories on this, but thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next week.